Hello, happy Friday, I think. I'm pretty sure. Happy Friday, everyone. I didn't check when the ad break would be over, and I was just sitting here waiting, and then I was like, huh, I don't actually know when it's ending. So that was a little awkward. But I think I timed it pretty perfectly. I think usually when the song is over is when or like for the second or third time or something is when the ad break is over. Yeah. But let me say hello to everyone first. Hello, Panis. Congrats on first. Hello, Nue. Hope you're doing good today. Hello, Zero. Hello, Austin. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good week so far, and I hope that, whoever still has work or any other responsibilities ahead, that it goes well for you. I'm still in the drawing minds, so I haven't really done much these past few days. I looked at a few games that I want to buy, but haven't bought those either. I'm holding off a little bit. I saw one that got a physical release. The name is a little odd, but I did actually hear good things about it. I need to let you know which one that is. It was like it's weird, okay? But bear with me. It's Psycho Giantess Dating Sim. I know that sounds really weird, and I'm sure that's like a kink thing. I'm not just maybe sure. I'm pretty sure that's a kink thing, but the game was supposedly pretty good, so I was pretty interested in it. Game, what the fuck did I just come into? I was talking about the game Psycho Giantess Dating Sim, and yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a kink thing, but the game is supposed to be pretty nice, so I'm like tempted to buy it. Spooky commissions when? Never? They finally announced Grime 2. Ooh, hell yeah! Psycho is so good, see? But yeah, hello Troop, hope you're doing good today. I've never heard of that one. It looks pretty good, like the art looks pretty nice. And I did hear good things about it from other people, so... But yeah, the pixel art is really beautiful. Probably a fetish thing, but from what I've heard, it's not that weird of a game. So we'll see how it goes. Hello, Noel. Hope you're doing good today. Also, hello, Fita. Hope you're also doing good today. And hello, Rising. Hope you're also doing good today. Keeping all her cute art to herself. I'm sharing it with people here and there. When I'm not feeling shy. I've drawn a lot of things, but in the end, I feel like I just need more time to cook. Apparently half a year isn't enough to cook anything. I need more time. I'm in model hell. I saw that you were on your Discord sharing, and I was considering joining, but I felt too shy. But I hope that it went well. I hope that I guess it's also like a form of rigging. I hope that the rigging went well. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know how much you talked about on your streams and stuff, but pretty cool stuff Troop is cooking up. You should check it out. But yeah, I haven't really done much these past few days. Yeah, we had the Outlast Trials collab yesterday. It was very overwhelming for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't read the chat at all. I was way too overwhelmed with everything going on. The game, the voices, my own voice, everything was a little much. So I'm sorry if you said something to me and I missed it, or I know that Shavix cheered 1 bit and I didn't even realize. I didn't even notice, and I'm very sorry about that. I'll say here formally, thank you. Thank you for the 1 bit yesterday. I was very grateful. And I'm very sorry for being overwhelmed. It was just a little much. So hello, Idom. Hope you're doing good today. It looked like a lot of fun. It was fun to watch. I had a lot of fun. It was really, really fun. I had a good time. I would do it again. And maybe next time I won't be as overwhelmed. I think when I do collabs, it's just too much. Because I don't have my OBS set up for collabs. I was fumbling around with like the Fugi reactives yesterday, right when I started the stream. Then I realized my sound wasn't working, and then I had to mute sources individually before the stream and then unmute them. And it was a lot. It's just not set up for that, and I keep neglecting to do it, even though I've collabed in the past, but I keep forgetting. But it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun, despite the scuff and me being unable to exist as a human person. Thank you for the 10th streak, Vita. I appreciate it. It was really fun to watch. Great stream. Thank you! Also, thank you for the 55 rising. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been slowly getting my Higurashi volumes. I have almost all of them. I think I got 2 more, so I'm only missing like 5 now. And I'm almost done with getting the Torture Princess volumes from Amazon. I had to send them back again because they were torn up again. I think now I'm missing 2. The last volume and 1 like somewhere in between. But yeah, they keep coming here in like the worst state possible. Like I had one where the back of the book was just completely dented in, and it was like, oh, okay, we're doing that. And usually there's like a lot of scratches on them. And dent. Thank you for the 5 streak, Troop. 7.5 and 1 more. Yeah, 9 is the one I'm missing still. It's okay. It's okay. The Higurashi volumes that I've been getting off of a different website from a store in Berlin, they're in pretty good shape. I feel like as long as the cover is white and not black, for some reason they come in even better shape, because the black ones have like scratches all over them. I guess because it's also easier to see, I would notice more easily. But the white volumes, I think the white ones are the... Hold on, I need to check. I'm looking. I can't tell. Oh god, I think the white ones are the question arcs, and I think the black ones are the... Or is it the other way around? Actually, no, the black ones might be the question arcs, and the white ones might be the answer arcs. I'm not sure anymore. I think it's good that you're willing to keep at it till you get better quality ones. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna spend like 15 euros and get a volume that's like completely scratched up and like in horrible shape if I can avoid it. And I know Amazon will like keep sending replacements until I say that it's good enough. And they have enough money, so I'm okay with that. I'm just a little fed up, and it's like very unnecessary, and I wish I could get them in the store so I wouldn't have to like get someone to drive packages here all the time. And be a little bit more planet friendly. I would go to a physical store, but they just don't have them. And when I want to order them to the store, they also don't have them. So that's a little bit of a shame. Best to have one you'll be happy with. Yeah, I mean, I know that books will get like marks and scratches when you read them anyway, so I'm not super onto them looking pristine, but they should look at least acceptable, and a lot of them just aren't. Like, I kept one of the Higurashi volumes, even though it was insanely scratched up, just because I didn't want to send it all the way back and then have that volume sit there, because that store orders them for you. So they don't have any in stock, and I feel like if I return too many, because they have like a few scratches on them, and they'll just sit there and rot there in their warehouse, and that'll be sad. So I only sent the one that was like really severely damaged because of the shipping, I suppose. And the rest I kept, even with like some damage. But that is okay, because they will look horrible once I'm done with them anyway. No, I actually think I take pretty good care of my books. But I found like... I don't know what manga that was, but one that's pretty old that I've had for a very, very long time, like at least like 15 years or so. And that one looked pretty bad. That was in pretty bad shape, but it for 15 years, it looked pretty okay still. So I'm impressed, but younger me definitely had to take better care of the books, and I do that now. But they still held up okay, even though it could have been a lot better. Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah. I hear voices. And I'm considering if I have a stream running on my phone. I don't think I do. But I hear something. And it's confusing me. Yeah, I watched the Shibuyugi episode when was it? Yesterday? The day before yesterday? And it was really good. I can't wait to like read the light novel for it. It's been releasing slowly, so I've been getting the copies as they release basically. And there's 4 in total now, and I want to read them soon. There's too much to read now. Yeah, I now pretty much have everything that I wanted to have for the time being, and I hope that I can get through everything this year and to get new stuff next year, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I have a game theory where this game is going and it scares me. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anyone, but I have a pretty good idea as to why her goal ended up being to beat 99 games, you know? Seeing as how her mentor used to have that goal. Gulp. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you, I suppose. And it is Higurashi time. I was like bopping my head to the intro music because it's just so good, and now my chat is messed up again. I should fix that too. Imagine if I actually took the time to do these things. That'd be insane, huh? Remove spooky Mario and put this guy away. Take this thing out, take that thing out. And the eyes, yup, the eyes. I realized that sometime, like during the episode, I was like, huh, her eyes are a different color. There's never enough books to read, I know. But like, I'm very slow, so I feel like this will take me at least a year to read. At minimum, a year. I wish I would read as fast as you do, Nue, but maybe that comes with time. I'm gonna practice really hard, and then I will have a lot of books, and I'll run out of them. Only 17 minutes? Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm sorry. It's gonna be crazy next week for sure. I can't read. Oh no. Well, that's why you're here, right? So I can read Higurashi to you? That's how that works, right? That's the right save data? I hope it was. I don't remember what happened yesterday. I don't reach my reading goals either, though. You've been doing some great progress, though, because of your... God, I only know the German name. Maßnahme? The thing that you've been going to. Yeah. I feel like I did really good progress when I was commuting to work via train. Because I didn't have anything else to do. But now it's just like, okay, well, I'm taking out my tablet, I'm sitting on the couch, and then I draw for like 7 hours. Or like I watch a show, or I sleep. Like yesterday I just slept. I was in bed for like 3 hours before the collab, and then I just passed out. I don't know. I could read, but sometimes I'm too tired. And when I was commuting, I didn't have any other choice because I would be bored out of my mind. Tuesday is the last day, finally. Oh, hell yeah! You're almost done! Only 2 more days! Hell yeah. I'm proud of you. You did well. I heard a PSA on the radio yesterday encouraging people to read more. It's a good thing. It's really good. I feel like I enjoy it a lot, and it makes me very sleepy, so it helps me fall asleep at night, you know? That makes sense. And, I don't know. I just feel like it made me really happy to read. It's a weird thing. Maybe it's just having a hobby. That's good, and not looking at a screen. Although you can also read off of screens, though I feel like my eyes hurt a lot when I read off of my phone screen. When I drove to work, I listened to so many audiobooks. I still drive to work, but I feel like audiobooks are not for me. I tried it, and I feel like I just like jamming out to music in the car a little bit more. Been doing good on my listening lately on my way to work. I'm more than halfway to finishing Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. That's good. Finally free soon. Having hobbies. Horrible. My favorite hobby is streaming because, I don't know. I feel like when I'm streaming now earlier at 3 p.m., it's way more fun. I feel like when I was streaming at like 5 to 6 p.m., I wasn't having as much fun. But since I've been streaming at 3 p.m., I feel way happier when streaming. That's a weird thing to feel, maybe, but I feel like I'm more motivated to do it, and then I do it, and it's like, wow, this was really rewarding. Whereas when I was streaming at 5 p.m., I felt incredibly tired from work, and I was like, oh, I just want to sleep. It's so late already. And then I would finish right before going to bed. But now I have time like before the stream and after the stream, and it's good. And I feel like that makes it better. Now I need to find a way to incorporate reading and other hobbies into my days without it just being really random and not very organized. Because that's why I schedule my streams, because otherwise I just wouldn't do anything ever. Two times speed? That's crazy. Only sleeping in your free time, gang, rise up. Honestly, that's so fair though, especially if you like work full time or go to school full time. Like that is hard. It is really, really hard, believe me. The only problem with streaming is that you can't watch other streamers while you're streaming. That's true, but I don't really watch that many streamers in my free time. Like there's a handful of people that I do watch, and you know, I feel like I get most of their streams by not streaming Saturdays and like other days where they would stream. I feel like it's okay. It balances itself out somehow, and if I'm, you know, missing them a lot, I can just watch their VOD. It's okay. It all works out in the end. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what happened last time. Hanyu transferred to their school, and then they were playing outside, and she fell down the stairs of the mountain, the shrine, not the mountain. And then we met Takano, and she was really mean and evil, and we had that really cool, like, different text font scene where she was like, oh, you know, Hanyu looks like a monster with those horns. And we also learned that Akasaka's here to, or was here to investigate, like, I guess it was like embezzlement of sorts. But since that was cancelled due to people being like, hey, yo, you shouldn't look into this anymore. It'll only cause more problems and it's worth it. They basically canceled the whole thing that he was there for, but he called Oishi, and he was like, maybe I should help Rika not die, since she predicted her own death and my wife's death, which I was able to prevent by listening to her 5 years ago. And now he's working with Oishi to investigate the idiot clinic, which means they're on the right path, and, you know, they're gonna get their asses, hopefully. Currently in bed and trying to work myself up to actually sitting down and use the PC, but bed, honestly, that is very real. That's why, like, if I stream that day, I try not to lay in bed. Yesterday was an exception because I was just so tired, but if I lay in bed or like on the couch, it's over. It's so over. New ow classmate, yeah. Hanyu is real. I was so happy. Like, that was genuinely such a good start to the chapter. It was really nice. Akasaka beating up Irie when? Soon. Be patient. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, I think that was where we left off. Now, I don't know whose perspective this was from. I think they were in the bar. Akasaka, Oishi, Kuma, and that doctor? Question mark? A scientist of sorts. And they were talking about, you know, people should be drinking more. And they should learn how to drink and stuff like that. And I think that was it. I think now they're gonna get to serious topics. The owner of the place was bringing the electric sign inside. All the chairs were up on the tables, and the owner's wife was cleaning the floor. There was nobody else around. It looks like they're closing up the shop, but are they gonna stay there? Judging by the clock, it was almost 3 a.m. This is our reunion, right, Kura-chan? Do they mean Oishi by Kura? Kurado Oishi? Take your time, okay?
鍵しなきゃなんねえから。
Just wake me up when you leave so I can lock the door.
すんませんな、気を使わせちゃって。
Sorry about this. Thank you. Wow, they're so nice. There wouldn't be anything else open at such a late hour. Oishi and his colleagues still wanted to talk, so they decided to stay. Kumagai couldn't fight his sleepiness and was nodding off. They were talking about Akasaka's job. Akasaka works at a department specializing in public safety. Oishi and the others were interested in all his stories of danger and bravery.
それで、実はこちらに来たら、フルでリカという少女に会いたいと思っていたんです。
Anyway, I wanna meet with Rika Furude.
フルデリカって、フルデ家の忘れがたびのリカちゃまですか？
By Rika Furude, you mean the orphan daughter of the Furude family?
忘れがたみ
Orphan?
ということは、彼女の両親は
What happened to her parents? Rika Furude had predicted that there would be an incident in Hinamizawa every year for the following 5 years. Her parents, according to her, were supposed to be killed on the 3rd year running.
ねえ、あれはお社様のたたりの3年目ですから。昭和56年ですかね。
I didn't know that she also told him about that. Well, now he must know that she told the truth. Kumagai, my guy, EP gang, yeah. Poor guy. They made him drink even though he didn't want to, and he said that he couldn't hold his liquor, and look at what happened to him. Now he's falling asleep in the bar. Yeah, it was the 3rd year of the curse of Yashiro-sama. 1981 must have been.
フルデ夫妻がちょいと引っかかる形でお亡くなりになりまして。
The Furude couple died rather suspiciously.
赤坂さんがひなみ沢に行かれてからちょうど3年後の話です。
It was 3 years after you came to Hinamizawa, Akasaka-san.
3年後。
3 years?
私がひなみ沢を訪れてから3年後の6月のことなんですか？
Did it happen in June, 3 years after I visited?
ねえ、そうです。
Yeah, that's about right.
どうしました？
Why?
何か気にかかることでも？
Is there something about it that bothers you? Akasaka shut his eyes tightly to chase away the alcohol in his brain and tried to remember the girl's prediction. He had, after all, come here to confirm it.
私が訪れたのは昭和53年です。
I came here in 1978.
その翌年にダム建設の監督が亡くなられたということは。
And what about the dam construction site manager?
そうだ。彼は私と麻雀を打った方のはず。
Oh, that's the guy I played mahjong with. Oh yeah, they did all play mahjong together. I forgot.
あの方はその後どうなさっていますか？
How has he been doing? Oh, sensitive topic, my guy.
新聞にドーンと載ったと思ったんですが、こっちの地方だけなのかな。
It was in the newspaper, I think. Maybe it was just in the local ones.
その翌年に作業員たちとの喧嘩で殺されてしまいまして。
Well, he was killed in a fight with the other workers that year. Rika Furude had predicted that he'd be killed in a gruesome way, that his body would be dismembered.
その遺体をバラバラにされたということは？
Was he mutilated?
なんだ、知ってるじゃないですか。
See? You know about it already.
その通りです。
That's exactly it.
未だ右腕が見つかりませんでね。
His right arm is still missing too.
お気の毒なことです。
It's so unfortunate. The following year, on the same day, in June 1980, Sadako's parents will be pushed to their deaths. I wonder if they're gonna be looking at the idiot clinic, and I think the guy that they dissected still had the arm with him, no? He still had that bloody arm. I wonder if they kept that, and if they go to the idiot clinic and then they, you know, look around, they'll find the arm, and then Oishi will have a mental breakdown. That'd be very dramatic and very unrealistic for them to have kept a rotting arm, but you know, it would still be interesting. Sadako's parents will be pushed to their deaths. Maybe it should be called an accident. A lamentable accident.
続けて確認します。
I'll continue.
さらにその翌年、
The following year,
監督の殺人事件の翌年です。
the year after the manager's death,
確か、そうだ。
I think, let's see. I know.
さとこさんという多分女性の方だと思います。
Tatoko-san, it was. I think she's a little girl.
その方のご両親が転落でお亡くなりになるということは
Did her parents die in an accident?
おや、お詳しいですね。
Oh, how much do you already know?
そうです。
That's right.
ダムの賛成派だった北条夫妻が旅行先の展望台から転落しましてね。
The dam supporters, the Hojo couple, fell off a cliff while on vacation. Also, was that cliff not secured in any way? Did they not have like any railings or something like that? If a 10-year-old kid is able to push two grown adults off a cliff, I feel like that's first of all, how close were they standing to that cliff? And why was there no railing if it's like a common lookout spot? That's so weird.
事故か事件か未だにはっきりしませんが。
Though, it still hasn't been confirmed if it was an accident or an incident. And the following year, on the same day, in June 1981, my parents will be killed.
そして
And the
その
following
翌年
year,
には
はい。
yes,
フルでリカのご両親がお亡くなりになります。
Rika Furude's parents
で
died.
すが、どうもこいつも今一つ腑に落ちない事件でしてね。
But none of those incidents make sense.
お前さん、随分とお社様のたたり関係に詳しいの。
Forensic investigator, that's what I meant. You sure know a lot about the curse of
こ
Oyashiro-sama.
の事件、地元の圧力であまり公にされとらんはずなんだが。
None of those incidents were made public because of the pressure from the locals, so I'm surprised at how much you know about them.
なんてことだ
I can't believe this.
だが、いくらお前さんでも次の年は無理だろうの。
But even you can't know about the following year.
何しろ、4年目から秘匿捜査指定がかかっとる。
Because starting with the fourth year in a row, we decided to investigate
い
secretly.
え多分わかります
I think I know about it anyway. And the following year, on the same day, in June 1982, Tatoko's mean aunt will die. Her head will be smashed
その
in.
翌年ですからつまり昨年です
The following year, so that was last year.
先ほどの聡子さんの叔母にあたる方が頭部撲殺のような形で殺されてはいませんか
Satoko-san from earlier, wasn't her aunt beaten to death?
そうです。ビンゴです。
Shit, you're right.
赤坂さん、どうしてそんなことまでご存知なんですか？
Akasaka-san, how do you know so much?
多分私はさらにその翌年に殺される人物も知っています
I think I know who will be killed the year after that.
お前さん、何を言っとるんだ。
What are you saying?
第一、去年の翌年中たら、そら、今年のことだろうが。
Besides, the year after last year means it's this year. I'll be killed.
昭和58年6月
It'll be in June of 1983.
つまり今月です
In other words, this month,
フルでリカが殺されます
Rika Furude will be killed. Oishi and the others were at a loss for words. Akasaka had talked about the 4 mysterious incidents. Although he had been far away, he belonged to a very special unit of public safety. It could have been possible for him to find out about their secret investigations. That was why it wasn't that odd for Akasaka to mention the series of mysterious deaths, even though he had been far away from Hinamizawa. However, not only did he know about them, but he also named the next victim. Oishi and his co-workers had sobered up entirely.
赤坂さん、もう夜もだいぶ更けました。
Akasaka-san, it's getting late.
これ以上はお互いしんどいんで、単刀直入に行きましょう。
We're all exhausted, so let me get to the bottom of this.
今の話は一体どういう意味ですか？
What is it that you're trying to say?
はい今の話は私がひなみ沢を訪れた昭和53年6月に彼女から聞かされたことなんです
Okay, all of this is what she told me when I was in Hinamizawa in June of 1978.
なんですって？
What? Oishi couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was left speechless. I mean, yeah, that's kind of odd. So either... Well, how old was she back then? She was like a lot younger. So assuming that she's like, what, 12 now? She must have been like 7? 7, 8-ish years, I would assume. Unless a 7 to 8-ish year old girl has been killing grown-ass people left and right without being discovered, I would say that that's pretty impressive. Oishi couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was left speechless.
信じられない気持ちはわかります。
I know it's hard to believe.
それを聞いた当時の私も幼い少女の気まぐれな予言遊びくらいに思いました。
When she told me back then, I thought she was just being a mischievous little girl.
ですが、彼女は5年目に自分が殺されることを私に訴えました。
But she told me she was going to be killed in the 5th year running.
それはつまり自分を助けてほしいという明白なメッセージだったと思うんです。
In other words, she asked me to help her, I think.
今回ひなみ沢を訪れた最大の目的は彼女を訪ね本当に今でも私の助けを必要としているのかを確かめるためだったんです。
The main purpose of my visit to Hinamizawa this time is to find her and ask her if she still needs my help.
赤坂さん、私はね、今年で定年なんです。
Super village level murderer? Yeah, something like that. Can't believe Rika is the... No, yeah, super... ominous village level murderer Danganronpa character. That's crazy. Akasaka-san, I'm retiring this year.
連続開始事件の1年目に殺されたおやつさんの仇をどうしても年内に取りたいんです。
I want to take revenge on the people who killed the manager on the first year.
ですから私はどんな些細な情報でも怪しげな情報でも飛びつきます。
I'll jump on any lead I can find. Let's go, Oishi! Hell yeah! I'm glad. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, no way, this guy's crazy. You should go home to your wife. But no, he's actually interested. I hope it's not because he's drunk, but that he's actually interested in it.
だから一応確認させてください。
So let me just confirm this with you.
今の話は冗談じゃないですよね。
What you just said isn't a joke, is it?
なんかの冗談なら今のうちにそうだと言ってくださいよ。
Hi, Flufo. Hi. How are you? How was the Pokemon? I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. Damn. I know you guys were watching some kind of Pokemon announcement thing after playing Fortnite. It was very fun to watch you play Fortnite, by the way. It was very chaotic, and I'm glad I don't have to play that game. I'm happy just watching you two. Hello, Banjo. Yeah, thank you for the raid. We're reading some Higurashi right now. We're talking about the different murders that have happened here over the past 5 years. And how they're gonna go about solving the mystery. And, you know, they currently have a new lead. And it's very interesting. Let me see what that was again, the Pokemon thing. I forgot. I know that Kobe is also looking at it. Pokemon Presents? Yeah. I don't know. Is it already over? I have no idea. I haven't played a Pokemon game in... Whew, like a solid... 17 years? So, yeah. I'm not very familiar with the franchise at all. The last Pokemon game I played was on the Game Boy. It's been a long time. Let me just go back again and then read that again. What you just said isn't a joke, is it? If it is, you had better tell me right
私
now.
は真実しか言っていません。
I'm telling you the
ウ
truth.
ルデリカは昭和53年6月に今の話を私に語ったんです。
Rika Furude told me this in June 1978.
ただ当時の私はそれを重要な話とは思わずそれを大石さんに伝えませんでした。
But at the time, I didn't think anything of it, so I didn't tell you about it.
それは申し訳なく思います。
I'm very sorry.
いや、それは無理もないぞい。
No, you didn't know.
そんな話、突然されても鵜呑みにできん。
Even if you had told me, I don't think I would have believed you.
4年連続した今だから聞ける話だわい。
Only because it happened 4 years in a row do we believe you now. Oishi must have been thinking that if only Akasaka had told him that back then, He could have saved his friend. But what the old man from forensics just said was right too. Oishi wouldn't have believed him back then. And his friend would have died anyway. And Oishi would have been left with a regret at not being able to do anything.
そうですね。
That's true.
すみませんでした。
I should be the one apologizing.
しかし、フ
Still,
ルでリカ。
Rika Furude.
フルでリカがどうして。
Why Rika Furude? Hmm.
今のひなみ沢の状況は私も詳しくありません。
I don't know exactly what's going on in Hinamizawa right
一応
now.
当時の新聞でダム計画の無期凍結が決定されたというのは読みました。
I read in the papers that the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely.
ですからダム戦争は終わって平穏な生活を取り戻していると信じていたのですが、
That's why I assumed Hinamizawa was peaceful now.
ダム戦争は確かに終わった。
The dam conflict is over, yeah.
だがな、その翌年からな、通称お社様のたたりと呼ばれる連続開始事件が毎年起こるようになってな。
But starting the following year, these mysterious deaths known locally as the curse of Oyashiro-sama started to occur annually.
その詳細についてはまさにお前さんが今言った通りの内容なんだわい。
And it played out just like you said.
どうやら私は彼女に大変な何かを託されたような気がしてきました。
I think she's entrusted me with something extremely important.
大石さん、ズバリお尋ねします。
Oishi-san, let me ask you.
今年フルでリカが殺されるのはあり得る流れだと思いますか？
Do you think it's possible for Rika Furude to be killed this year?
フルデ夫妻はダム戦争当時、消極的だったことを理由に後ろ指を刺されていたという話があります。
They say that the Furude couple was held in low regard for being so passive during the dam conflict.
それで3年目のたたりにあったというのが定説です。
That might be the reason why the curse fell upon them in the third year.
その流れから言えば、フルデリカ殺しは
So I do think that Rika Furude's death...
あり得るんですね。
It's possible, isn't it? Oishi nodded
明
slowly.
日フルでリカに接触を試みるつもりです。
I'm going to try to get in touch with Rika Furude tomorrow. Hell yeah, they're getting on it right now! Oh, it's gonna be so good. They're gonna beat up Okonogi and Takano. I don't know. Are they gonna beat up Takano? I can hardly imagine it. I feel like, for some reason, in my mind, this must end with Takano dying, right? There's no way she's just gonna get herself locked up in prison. She has to die somehow. She's committed like some pretty atrocious things in the past. I wonder if they're gonna lock up Irie because of the things that he has done. Technically what they were doing was sort of illegal. They were part of an organization, but I feel like the organization will just throw them under the bus and have them get locked up anyway, and it'll be kind of crazy. But for some reason, I'm pretty sure that Takano is the one who's going to get killed during all of this. Or maybe she'll just, you know, peace out. I'm not sure. Throw her into a chicken coop? No, not the chicken coop. Especially not the one from the orphanage. That's that image will forever be in my mind. Yeah, she'll meet Hanyu.
どうやら彼女に直接話を聞くしかないようですからね。
I think the best thing to do is to talk to her directly.
赤坂さん、それ私もご一緒させてくれませんか？
Can I come with you, Akasaka-san?
フルでリカの話はどうやら私にとっても重要なものになりそうです。
This story about Rika Furude sounds like something very important for me too.
こりゃお前さん、なんともとんでもない土産を持ってきてくれたもんだの。
My, you've come bearing quite the incredible gift.
わしもちょいと面白くなってきたぜ。
I'm getting a bit intrigued myself.
煙に巻かれたまま終わると思ってた怪事件が解けるのに立ち会えるとは思わなんだ。
I never thought I'd see the day when all the mysteries were
し
solved.
かし疑問もありますね。
Well, I have some questions too.
どうしてこんな重要な話を私だけに打ち明けたのでしょう。
For instance, why didn't she tell me something that important?
助けを求めるなら東京から出張してきた私ではなく地元警察のはずなのですが。
If she wanted help, why didn't she ask the local police? Why me, a guy on a business trip from Tokyo?
多分地元警察を信用しきれないところがあったのでしょう。
I bet she doesn't have faith in the local police. Well, I wonder whose fault that is, Oishi.
私も泥臭い人間です。
I'm a little
リ
unrefined.
カさんの信用を得ていなかったのかもしれない。
Rika-san probably doesn't trust me.
それに沖宮署には S 号の息のかかった連中も少なからず潜んでいます。
Besides, there are people with connections to the Sonozaki family at the Okinomiya PD. He's still going on about the Sonozaki family. It's crazy.
つまり東京から来た私が一番信用できたということですね。
In other words, she trusted me, the guy who came from Tokyo, more than anybody.
悔しいですが、そういうことになるでしょうな。
I guess.
だとしたら大石さん、
If that's the case,
この
Oishi-san,
件他には内密に。
please don't tell anybody else about this.
もちろんですとも。
Of course I won't. Not even his boss.
とにかく明日、ひなみ沢に行って、リカさんに直接話を伺ってみましょう。
Anyway, let's head directly to Hinamizawa tomorrow and have a talk with Rika-san.
話はそれからです。
We can start from there. Well, we'll see how that goes. 5 years later, he just shows up and he's like, "Yep, let's save you."
信じられないわ。
It's hard to believe.
でも、それが真実なのね。
Oh, right. I forgot. She doesn't even remember that it was Takano who killed her. So Hanyu probably told her all about it now. Oh my god. What a bombshell that must be. It's hard to believe, but it's the truth, isn't it? It was in the middle of the night. Only the sounds of insects and Sadako's snoring could be heard. Rika was sitting by her favorite window.
そうなのです。
Where's the really cool CG for that, hmm?
リ
Yes.
カを殺すのは高野なのです。
Takano is the one who killed Yurika.
僕もリカもはっきりと見ましたのです。
You and I both saw it.
リカは高野の顔を目に焼き付けようと。
You tried so hard to remember Takano's face. I wonder why only Hanyu can remember that, and Rika doesn't remember a single bit even though she's the one who got spliced up.
意識のあるままにお腹を裂かれてもなお歯を食いしばってその顔を見ていたのです。
Even as she cut your stomach open, you burned her face into your memory while enduring all that pain.
嫌な死に方ね。
That's a horrible way to die.
毎回記憶に残ってなかったの。感謝したいわ。
I'm glad I don't remember,
でも、なんとなくわかる。
but I can see it.
高野の好みそうな殺し方だもの。
That's the kind of death Takano would prefer. It's kind of funny that, you know, Hanyu's like, oh, it was so horrible. She had the same thing done to her. The same thing happened to her. That's exactly how she was killed.
でもわからない。
Still, I don't get it.
どうして高野が私を殺すの？
Why would Takano kill me?
だって、私は女王感染者で、私が死ねば大惨事になるんでしょ？
I'm the queen carrier, and if I die, a disaster will occur, right?
だから入江機関や山犬たちが私を守ってくれてるんじゃないの？
Isn't that why the Idiot Institute and the Mountain Dogs are protecting me?
そのてっぺんにいる高野がどうして私を殺さなくちゃならないの？
Then why would Takano, their leader, have me killed?
ごめん。意味のない質問ね。
Yeah, they don't even know why they were killed. Unfortunately. They don't have the whole backstory of the gas eruption thing, because I think Hanyu also disappears after Rika dies, so they don't know about all of that she had planned and everything that happened to the village afterwards. Sorry, that was a useless
高
question.
野が私を殺す。
Takano killed me.
それが真実なのであって、その動機なんか大した問題じゃないものね。
That's the truth, and her motive doesn't matter, does it?
しかし、だとしても、
But still,
よりによって、なぜ高野なの？
why Takano? Although she just said that the motive didn't matter, Rika went back to the same question. The reason why Takano was protecting the Queen Carrier wasn't because she wanted to prevent the rest of Hinamizawa from developing the syndrome. It was because the Queen Carrier was an extremely valuable subject of her research. Then, considering that value, why did she kill the Queen Carrier with her own 2 hands?
敵は高野一人なの。
Is Takano my only enemy? Well, the entirety of the mountain dogs as well, but
山犬の人たちも敵でした。
the mountain dogs are after you too.
入江が敵かは分かりませんでしたが、多分敵じゃなかったと思いますです。
I don't know if Idia is your enemy or not, but I don't think he is.
高野と山犬が敵。
Takano and the mountain dogs are my enemies?
冗談じゃない。私たち小娘がどう立ち向かえって言うの？
You've got to be kidding me. How can we possibly win?
無理よ。
There's no way.
奇跡でも起きない限り、あんな奴らに私たちが勝てるわけがない。
Unless there's a miracle of some kind, we can't fight against people like them.
しかも、綿流しは次の日曜日。
Besides, Watanagashi is this Sunday.
私が殺されるのは22日。
I'll be killed on the 22nd.
あと1週間ってところ？
It's in about a week or so, right?
そのわずかな時間でどう戦うの？
How can we beat them in such a short amount of time?
高野を金属バットで闇討ちにでもしてみる。
Should we try going after Takano with a metal bat? Yurikishi just keeps referencing it. He loves that metal bat.
意味ないわ。高野は所詮連中の一人。
That won't work. She's only one of them.
高野一人を返り討ちにしたって山犬たちに取り囲まれておしまいよ。
Even if we take her out, the mountain dogs will still get us.
どうすればいいのよ。どうすれば。
What do we do? What should we do?
そんなの僕だってわからないのです。
I don't know either. They're talking pretty loudly for, Satoko sleeping in the same room.
でも
But,
今までは何度繰り返したって敵の名前だってわからなかったじゃないですか。
we didn't even know our enemy before now.
それをやっ
Oh,
と掴んだのです。
that's a scary facial expression. This time we do.
やれることがあるはずなんです。
There must be something that we can do. This was the first time in a long time that Hanyu had spoken so positively. Rika was startled for a moment and realized that she was losing her cool. She took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. She was still confused that Takano was the culprit. Rika had always thought of Takano as her ally. There were, after all, many reasons why Takano should have treated her well. Rika couldn't even think of one reason why Takano would want to kill her. Still, Takano was always thinking about bizarre things. There was no guarantee that a crazy idea of hers couldn't become a motive.
ということは富武は殺されてる。
Well, they don't really know anything about Takano, so they don't know her whole reasoning for doing this. So that means if Tomitake is killed,
つまり富武は味方？
then is he an ally?
多分味方だと思いますです。
I think he is.
そうですよリカ。
That's an idea,
富
Rika.
武に相談すればいいのです。
You should talk to Tomitake. Takano was accompanied by the mountain dogs because of an organization named Tokyo. So could Rika ask for help from only from someone affiliated with that organization? In that case, Tomitake was the only one she could talk about the issue. Although Irie might also be worth having a talk with. But then, that was why she needed to know. She needed to know why Takano would want to kill her. Unless she could explain that, they probably wouldn't even believe her. Besides, Tomitake was in love with Takano. He wouldn't doubt her so easily. Well, Irie might doubt her. He knows her bad sides. Irie seemed to be keeping a little distance from Takano. He might be a little bit more inclined to believe. But as someone who was simply a doctor, he knew little about Tokyo. He might end up being useless to Rika. Then, should she call the police? No way. Definitely no way. There was no way they would believe her. Well, she would now. If she were to make a call and say that a strange organization named Tokyo was trying to kill her, they would think she was crazy. And what could she do? How could she save herself? The scariest people in Hinamizawa were coming to kill her. How could she run from them? How could she fight them? How? How? Just wait until tomorrow. It'll all be solved when Akasaka comes over and talks to you about, solving the mystery. If she had remembered the scene of Takano killing her, then she wouldn't have been so confused. Because seeing is believing. But she didn't remember. This was just what Hanyu was telling her. She didn't want Takano to be her enemy. This was a truth she didn't want to accept. She was tempted to just say that this was all simply Hanyu's delusion.
落ち着くのです、リカ。
Calm down, Rika.
前の世界で僕たちは学んだはずなのです。
We learned in our past life.
覚えていませんですか？前の世界のことを。
Don't you remember the previous world?
前の世界ってあれでしょ？レナが学校にガソリンをまいて立てこもって。
The previous world? Do you mean the one where Rena spread gasoline all over the school and locked everyone inside?
違いますです。
That is not the last one. Damn, he doesn't remember anything about the last loop. No.
その次にもう一つ世界があったのです。
The world after that.
本当に覚えてないのですか？
Don't you remember?
その世界ではあいつが帰ってくるのです。
In that world, he came back.
北条鉄平が。
Teppei Hojo did.
最悪の世界ね。
That's the worst possible world.
何をやっても相談所は様子見で、聡子は数日で廃人同然。
No matter what we do, counselors won't do anything. Satoko goes insane within a few days.
どうせ仲間の誰かが発症して鉄平を闇討ちにするんでしょ。
Someone from our circle of friends developed the syndrome and attacked Teppei, right?
違います違います。
No.
そこではみんなが力を合わせて相談所に陳情してちゃんと聡子を救ったのです。
In the previous world, we all went to the child consultation center and saved Satoko.
その世界でリカは圭一にあれだけ教えられたじゃないですか。
In that world, Keiichi taught you so much.
奇跡は信じなきゃ起きない。
He taught you that you have to believe, otherwise a miracle won't occur.
そしてみんなが信じれば必ず奇跡は起こるって。
And he also said that if everyone believes, our wishes would definitely come true. Why doesn't Rika remember any of this? This is so sad.
確かに圭一が言いそうなことね。
That sure is something Keiichi would say.
でもすごいわね。
But that's great.
今まで一度も退けられなかった鉄平の帰宅する世界を打ち破るなんて。
To defeat the world where Teppei returns, we couldn't do anything about that world even once before.
その世界の圭一たちはどうやって奇跡を起こすか知ってますですか？
Do you know how Keiichi and the others in that world made a miracle happen?
みんなにですね、ちゃんと相談したのです。
They talked to
どう
everyone.
せダメだとか一人で悩んだりとかしないでみんなに相談したのです。
They didn't convince themselves it was useless or agonize over it by themselves. They asked everyone for help.
だから奇跡が起こせたのです。
That's how they brought about a miracle.
みんなにって
Everyone?
圭一たちに高野のことを相談しろと。
So you want me to talk to Keiichi and the others about Takano?
東京という怪しげな組織に狙われているから助けてって相談して信じてくれると思ってるの？
Do you really think they would believe me if I told them an organization like Tokyo is after me?
信じてくれますです。
Yes, they will.
前の世界では信じてくれましたのです。
They did in the previous world.
なんでリカは僕が言うのを信じてくれませんのですか？
Why won't you believe me,
ご
Rika?
めんなさい。
Sorry.
信じないわけじゃないの。
It's not that I don't believe
羽
you.
生が見たんだからそれは真実なんだものね。
You saw it, so it's the truth, isn't it?
自分の記憶に残らないというのがこんなにも温度差を感じさせてしまうものだったなんて嫌になるわ。
I had no idea how frustrating it would be not to remember it myself.
とにかくリカと僕が二人で悩んでも何も解決できませんです。
Anyway, you and me going on and on about this won't solve anything.
僕たち二人の力ではあまりに非力なのです。
We don't have enough power on our own.
でも僕たちには武器があります。
But we have our weapon.
それは真実です。
That weapon is the truth.
動機はよくわかんないけどでも犯人は高野だって分かってます。
We don't know her motive, but we know that the culprit is Takano.
だからこれはこれまでの世界で一番有利なスタートのはずなんです。
So this is a very good start compared to all the other worlds.
それなのになんで最後の最後でリカだけ記憶がつながらないのです。
But why can't you remember it at the very end? That is so frustrating. After everything that she went through, like all the pain, not just emotionally, but like physically too. First she saw all of her friends die in front of her. Then she learns, well, she also learned while her friends were getting killed who the actual culprit is and how terrifying that must have been. And then she was killed with no painkillers. No painkillers? Well, that wouldn't do anything when you're being cut open. Well, it was kind of a tranquilizer, right? To put her down so that she doesn't feel any pain. She did that all without that. She was fully aware of what was happening to her while she was being sliced open. It is so sad. And now Hanyu is the only one left to remember, and it's just, wow. That hurts a lot. And like, they don't even know what's gonna happen this time around. What if Teppei comes back, but things play out differently? It would be so depressing. Hello, Amadis. Hi. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for the 13 months. I really appreciate it. Well, Akasaka and Oishi were at the bar, and they were talking about the mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa, you know, the yearly incidents. And Akasaka predicted basically every single death, even though he shouldn't have been able to know because he heard from Rika 5 years prior. And Oishi was like, whoa, you know stuff that wasn't even released publicly. And it seemed like they believed him, and they want to talk to Rika the next in-game day and, you know, try to solve the mystery of who is trying to kill her now. And we figured out that not only does Rika not remember who killed her and how she died, but she doesn't remember the last world at all. And now Hanyu is the only one who knows and has to tell her all about it and get her to believe again. The last world that Rika remembers is the one where Rena tried to blow up the school. And that one was the most hopeless of them all, and it was so sad. And it took like the entire last episode for Rika to believe again that it would be possible to, you know, get out of this cycle of death and suffering. And now, yeah, they have to work up to that again. It's so depressing. Hanyu ground her teeth remorsefully. She saw the truth just a short time ago, so she couldn't believe that Rika didn't remember anything. If it was something she had seen herself, then she wouldn't even need a motive. Also, whose perspective is this from? Because, they're talking about Hanyu and Rika in third person, so it must be like someone else's perspective. If it was something she had seen herself, then she wouldn't even need a motive. But she didn't, and that was why she couldn't understand. Why was her memory missing even when Hanyu's memory was still intact? Did that mean their long journey was about to end? Perhaps her infinitely repeating journey was already over, and this was the last world of all. Well, if this is the last attempt, we better make it work.
羽生がみんなにも見えて、しかも転校までしてくるなんて、なんだか変な世界だなとは思ってたけど、どうやらここはとびっきりおかしな世界みたいね。
Phew, I thought this world was odd since everyone could see you, and you even transferred to our school. But now I can really see how strange of a world this is.
おかしくも何もありません。
There's nothing strange about it.
ただ、最後の世界なだけなのです。
This is just the final world, that's all. Yeah, they can all see Hanyu now. Yeah, sorry, I for some reason thought you were aware of that. But yeah, they can all see her now, and she transferred to their school, and it's very cute.
僕はその最後の世界でみんなと力を合わせるためにやってきました。
There was also this really cool scene last stream where Takano called Hanyu a monster because of her horns, and I'm still not over it because it was like visually so cool. It was done entirely with text, but I don't know, Ryukishi did such a good job on it. I loved it. Also, hello Kuro, hope you're doing good today. Yeah, it's Hanyu. I came to this final world so we can all gather our powers.
僕はここでは傍観者じゃない。
I'm not a bystander here.
リカのみんなの仲間で味方なのです。
I'm your ally.
そういえばそうね。
I see.
あんた傍観者をやめたのね。
You're no longer a bystander, huh?
僕はもう傷つくことを恐れて舞台に上がらないなんて嫌なのです。
I've decided not to be afraid anymore.
それを恐れずにみんなと信じる。
I'm not afraid, and I'm going to believe with all of you.
だから奇跡が起こせる。
And a miracle will
これ
happen.
は昭和58年6月をかけたゲームの世界なのです。
This is a world we can bet on. This June of 1983.
戦っているのはリカとタカノ。
Rika and Takano are
期
fighting.
限までにリカが敵を倒せないと自動的に負けになる。
If Rika doesn't defeat her enemy in time, she will lose. This soundtrack is so good. Oh my god. Hello, Vlad. We're doing it today. Have you heard of Artist Impact? I'm gonna look that up after I finish reading this. I haven't heard of it though. If Rika doesn't defeat her enemy in time, she will lose.
タカノたちは山犬という強力な駒をいくつも持っている。
Takano has many powerful pieces like the mountain dogs.
少々の駒を集めたくらいではとても太刀打ちできないのです。
Rika will need a lot more pieces to be able to defeat her. She's talking like that person that we were talking to during that fragment section. They were also calling them, well, fragment pieces. So I wonder why Hanyu is using those words now.
だからリカはあらゆる人に助けを求め対等な数だけ駒を揃えなければそもそもゲームが始まらない。
So unless Rika asks for help from many people and gathers an equal number of pieces, the game won't even begin. And she's also using the word game. Hello, Derek. Hi. We're doing good today. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll do that.
このゲーム版のルールを僕たちは何度も繰り返しながら学んできましたのです。
We've learned the rules of this game board by playing the game repeatedly.
それはまるで説明書のないゲームのよう。
It's like a game without a manual.
でも僕たちは何度も学び、そしてようやく戦い方を知り、さらに敵方の駒の正体まで最初から分かっているという破格のリードがもらえましたのです。
But we've learned the rules, and now we know how to fight. We're ahead in the game because we already know what pieces our enemy has.
リカ、ぼんやりしてる場合じゃないのです。
Rika, you have to get busy.
綿流しまであと1週間。
We only have 1 week before Watanagashi.
前の世界は2週間の猶予で始まりましたのですが、今回は1週間しかない。
We had 2 weeks in the previous world, but we only have 1 week in this one.
つまり、これが最後の世界なのです。
In other words, this is our final chance. Man, their time got cut in half. That's kind of crazy.
わかったわ。
Okay,
私が覚えていないことの不幸を嘆くより、あなたが覚えていてくれた幸運を喜ぶべきね。あな
rather
たまで
than
忘れていたら、
grieving
この最後の世界も右往左往してるうちに終わってしまったに違いない。
over what I don't remember, I should be grateful that you do. Because if you didn't, this final world would end while we ran about in confusion.
それに、ケイイチたちへの相談も、うまく話し方を考えれば、何かいい知恵がもらえるかもしれない。
Also, if I talk to Keiichi and the others in the right way, maybe they'll come up with some good ideas.
何しろ、学校大爆発がほぼ確定したあの世界で、レナと大立ち回りをして正気に戻させるという奇跡を成し遂げた男なんだから。
Because he was the one who fought with Rena in that previous world, and when the school was about to explode, he brought her back.
そうです。
Exactly.
とにかく話せる人に相談しましょうです。
Anyway, let's go talk to anyone we can find.
僕たちだけではあまりにか弱いのです。
We're too weak by ourselves.
仲間を集め、どうするかを考えましょうです。
Let's gather people and think about what to do.
奇跡の道も一歩からなのです。
We have to take our first steps towards the miracle.
しかも、それをたったの1週間でね。
And we have to do that within a week. Hanyu had never encouraged her like this before. She had always pretended to be a bystander. She never wanted to go through the pain of failure, so she never had expectations for anything. But now she was trying to intervene in this world so passionately and proactively. According to Hanyu, there had been another world after the one in which Rena occupied the school. Apparently, Keiichi really inspired her in that world. Rika had nothing to lose. She had to talk to whoever she thought she could trust. And whether she tried or not, she had only a very short time left. She decided to do whatever she possibly could until that time arrived. She would never again act like it was cool to sip wine pretending to be a witch as the end closed upon her. What is it about witches? I don't fully understand. This isn't the first time that they mention witch. Like, I think ever since the last episode in particular, every time Rika talks about herself, she, like, considers herself to be a witch. And I'm not even sure what that means as of right now. Because aren't witches like normally... Witches are like normally people that have made a pact with demons, right? To fulfill a wish or like something that they want. Gotta play Umineko. I'm sure witches won't come up in anything else. Gulp. I do know that they come up in Umineko, but I don't know if it's like explained as to why Rika... I mean, maybe like with more context, I can understand why Rika will call herself a witch. I'll just be patient, I suppose. But yeah, the chapter is still not over. I'm very surprised. I thought witches are just magical ladies that most of the time evil aligned. I think they can be both, like, depending on what world they exist in, but like actual witches, like also back in the day in real life, were considered to be women who like made a pact with a demon or the devil and therefore have obtained magical powers. I think we looked it up during my third stream of all time or something when we were playing Little Goody Two Shoes, because there is also a witch in there, or someone who considers herself a witch and gets called a witch throughout the story, and I was like, what does even define a witch? And then we looked it up, and it's basically just someone who made a pact with the devil, essentially. Hello Ayo, hi, hope you're doing good today. Also hello Klaus, hope you're also doing good today. There's gonna be an ad break in a few minutes, so I think I'm gonna start it now, and then we can finish the chapter, because I don't know how long this is, but I don't think I can finish it in 3 minutes. She's saying the English word witch, though. Translation stuff could come up. Wait, where did she say it? Oh, I don't think she voiced it. Yeah, she didn't voice it, unfortunately, so we can't hear the Japanese version of it. That is true. Maybe she didn't say witch, like actual witch, you know? Maybe she did say something else that just got translated a little differently. Having a nice one? Hope you're good. Yeah, I'm doing great. It's a Friday. I hope that you have a good weekend ahead of you. You certainly did more research than me, I believe you. Well, you know, it could still be a different thing here, like Blood said. We'll just have to see. Anyway, I'm gonna start the ad break, and then I'll be back so we can continue this chapter. Also, hello Fangs! Hi, hope you're doing good today. You're gonna be sent to an ad break, unfortunately. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I also actually wanted to talk today about Resident Evil, what is it, 9? The new one that came out, but I forgot about it. I saw someone play it earlier today, and it looked very fun. And now, I looked at my Twitch, and like everyone is playing it. Wait, is it Resident Evil 9? Resident Evil Requiem. That one. Thank you, welcome back to you too. Also, thank you for the 50 stream streak, Klaus. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Resident Evil Requiem. It looks pretty good. Ow, my shoulder just cracked. Ooh. Let me take off my sweater. It's really warm. We went from like -8 degrees to like 16 within a week. It was insane. And like yesterday it was 16 degrees Celsius and I was like, holy shit, it's warm. Spring is here. But yeah, everyone is playing it right now, and I feel like I just can't catch up with new releases anymore. I still have to play Silent Hill F, and I still have to play Silent Hill 4, and like everything in between. It's gonna take me a little while. I'm lurking most of the time, but I do enjoy the streams. Oh, I'm really glad. Thank you. We got like 22. It's suddenly way too warm. Yeah, it's really surprising. Like I just opened the window expecting like a really cool breeze, but it's like kind of a warm breeze just came into my room. Based human units? Exactly. the only units. Constant state of humidity here. Oh god, I'm so sorry. That sounds awful. I can't handle heat, especially combined with humidity. I think a lot of people think that way, but I can't even handle like German summer. That's rough. It kills me. The climate. Got on my level, people. It was 38. What? Oh my god. I'm so sorry. That sounds rough. I think the most that we get here where I live is like 20 to 30 in the summer. Sometimes we go slightly over 30, like 32 or something. Like there was one time when I was in Berlin and we had like a 32 degrees Celsius summer and I died. I just stayed at home. I was supposed to be in Berlin for 2 weeks. 1 week, I didn't go outside. The second week, I gave up. I just stayed at home and watched Netflix. I was like, you know what? I know that I'm paying to be here, but I don't care. I'm gonna stay at home. It was way too warm. Yeah, that sounds rough. All I ask is for the UV levels to not be insane here. I don't even mind if it's hot as fuck. Yeah, it's especially hard, like, if the UV rays are just killing you. Like, that summer in Berlin, it was a crazy summer. I don't know how I survived that, but I went to, like, the pool for not even that long. Like, it was, like, an hour or two, and I came back sunburned to the max, and I put sunscreen on. It was not great. It was kind of harsh. If it goes past 80 degrees Fahrenheit, it is ontologically evil. How much is 80? 80 Fahrenheit in Celsius. 26. Yeah, agreed. You'd also pay if you had a heat stroke. Yeah, true. I would pay with my life. Summer can average like 30 degrees Celsius and I just stay indoors as much as possible. Yeah, it's just nicer indoors. I feel like when I used to live with my parents back in the day, when we had like really bad summers, I couldn't even enjoy being indoors because that apartment was so poorly isolated. It was so warm in there. I was dying if I didn't have like 3 fans pointing my direction. But this apartment that I live in now is really good. It doesn't get super hot here in the summer. And if it does, a little fan usually does the trick to get the air circulation going, and then it's pretty manageable. Remember that when I was young, I went to see the sea with my family, but I secretly didn't apply sunscreen because it felt icky. Bad idea. Bad idea indeed. But it always depends on like the UV rays, honestly, because there was one time I used to never put on sunscreen when I was a teenager. And I went to the beach once and I fell asleep and I didn't have any sunscreen on and I didn't even get a sunburn. Like, it was completely fine. I even got a little brown, but I didn't get a sunburn for whatever reason. It was very strange. Are there commonly air conditioners in Germany? I know my house in the US is lacking one, which kind of sucks. Yeah, we don't have air conditioners here normally. You can get them installed, but it would be very, very expensive. And usually you don't do that in an apartment. You would do that like in a house or something. But yeah, apartments definitely don't have one. Houses, most of the time, definitely don't have one. But you could get one if you wanted to dish out that kind of money. But it's not a thing here. I've pics as a child where I look really tanned, but this time I burned like a shrimp. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to be quite brown, actually. But I think due to me not leaving my house very often, I just turned really pale, and I don't know. I don't even get a tan in the summer anymore. But my parents are also like strangely white. Like they're from Venezuela, so you'd expect them to have like some melanin, but they're just white. Actually, my dad has a kind of darker skin tone, but I think he used to go outside a lot more back in the day. Don't Germans just regularly open their windows? Yeah, it's called Stoßlüften. It's like I don't know why this is like a commonly a German thing, but let me type it out in chat. Stoßlüften. You just basically open all the windows in your apartment or your house or whatever for a couple of minutes, depending on what season you're in, and just let the air circulate entirely. I know you're supposed to do it in summer, but I feel like if I did that in summer, I might just perish, like for real, because the air is so hot. At Desert Max, opening the window at night really helps. Desert Max is crazy. But yeah, I usually sleep with my window open unless it's like really warm at night. You can thank those flowers around you. Why? Oh, aircon is scary to me. It's manageable. The summers aren't as bad here. I'm just a little baby, that's all. When I was in Venezuela one year, we drove to the beach and my grandpa didn't roll down the window of the car. And I feel like I might have almost passed out in that car. It was so fucking warm. And they also didn't have any air conditioning in their house that they lived in, like my grandparents. And they didn't even have fans. And you have to, like, what is the temperature like in fucking Venezuela? It's like super humid and extremely warm. I think it was like during Christmas. So Venezuela, December temperatures. What do we have? 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That doesn't even sound that bad, but like that winter, quote unquote, that I was there, it was incredibly warm and extremely humid. Of course, there's a word for that, of course. Yeah, we do. Don't leave the house thanks to those flowers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh god, someone reads my lore, explodes. Oh my god, and Venezuela is closer to the tropics, so it must get both hotter and more humid. Apparently it's not that hot. I don't remember what it was like in, like, what was it, 2008? But damn, was it humid. Let me tell you that. It was unbearable. Lore? Yeah, I have to update my lore at some point. I'm working on it slowly but surely. Anyway, I forgot what we just read. Oopsie, that's not what I wanted to open. Actually, while I was in there, I might as well save, because the last time I didn't save. And then a new chapter started. I just lost all of my progress. Okay, yeah, Riga doesn't remember the last world. And now, I don't know who Nomura is. Where do I find that? What, the lore? In my About Me section on Twitch? Do I still have lore there? I changed it a lot over the past few months. Because I wasn't happy with it, and I still am not super happy. Oh my god, it's so short now. It used to be so much more. Yeah, it used to be like... The whole lore section used to be the same length as the entire About Me section. But I shortened it a lot because I just kept being super unhappy with it and felt really cringe. And now when I read it, I feel cringe. I'm gonna close that. I'm not gonna look at that. I have a friend that hails from a hotter part of Brazil, and they told me that it doesn't feel suffocating where they're from because the sea breeze cancels the heat. That sounds really nice, yeah. In the summer, like, I go to the beach as well, and usually it's like way colder there and way more manageable because there's an actual breeze. So it's definitely true. But I don't live near the beach anymore. So I just have to drive there every summer. But it's, you know, the drive itself is already pretty harsh. But when I was a kid, I used to also like take the boat to the beach. It was pretty cool. Where I live, it's still kind of hot, but it won't be soon. My city is sinking! What the hell? That's not a good thing! I know how you feel, but I want to let you know it's not cringe at all. I don't remember what you have before, but what you have at the moment is good. Thank you! I'm glad that you like it. There's some changes that I want to make to my lore and also to my design a little bit. But I have to wait because Shirota is not available until... Actually, I don't know. She hasn't said when she would be available again. But you know, she's expecting a child in May. I'm thinking that she probably won't be available for the rest of the year. Yeah, at least for the rest of the year. We'll see. You're a VTuber, Spooky. It's required to have cringe lore. There's people who don't have any lore. But I thought that it was fun because, you know, I'm not just a human. I do have some strange parts about my design, so I thought that it would make sense, but yeah, whatever. But thank you. I'm glad that you like it. It's very nice to hear that. Anyway, back to Higurashi. Hello. It has been a while. This is Nomura. Wait, isn't that the voice from that lady that talked to Takano who was somehow even creepier than Takano? But we didn't learn her name. Yes, thank you for the detailed documents from the other day. Being a VTuber with no lore is a wasted opportunity. I think people just, you know, some people just like it and some don't. I think it's fine. I just watch people for their personality, not their lore anyway, so, you know, to each their own. Some people enjoyed, some don't, and that's okay. My favorite character! One more question about your model change. Are you ditching the moon on your forehead? I'm still debating that. Do you like it? I might just talk about the design changes that I want to make, and then you guys can tell me if it sucks or not. Because I'm not going to be the one looking at it. It's going to be you! I thought we supported women's wrongs here. Nomura hasn't technically done anything wrong except for manipulate Takano. Well, actually, with that manipulation, she did something really horrible. So, I guess it was a wrong. It was a woman's wrong. But not yet. Well, we'll see. I like the moon. I like it. Another vote for keeping it. Thank you. I'll think about it. I do like it, but I think sometimes it's a little constricting in what I can do with my designs because it's like, oh, now I have to include the moon. It can't just be somewhere on my forehead. It has to be on like other parts of the outfit too, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's difficult. You should enjoy your own design too. Yeah, I like it a lot now. I think it's very beautiful. And, you know, Shirota did a good job. I think, actually, a lot of the people that are here right now... I'm sorry, I'll get back to Higurashi in a second, but, you haven't even seen my previous design, have you? Hold on, let me show you real quick. Because, I'm very purple now, but I used to be very blue. My god. I haven't used this model in like a pretty long time. But I used to be so blue. Look at that. Oh, you can't toggle the sleeves here, unfortunately. I wish I could refund you. Can someone refund blood for the sleeve toggle? Oh wait, that actually took away my lipstick. It did something, but I don't want to take away the lipstick. It looks so silly without it. I'm gonna put it back. I'm sorry. You can't take off the glasses. It's so nostalgic. Yeah. I haven't used it in a long time. I like it. Oh my god. I can do really silly faces with this one since I have V-Bridger. It's really cute. I like the cat mouth that I can do because it's not usually a thing that I can do. But I put my lips together and I literally do the face in real life. It's pretty cool. Also, hello, Offa did. Hi, hope you're doing good today. And I have the fangies out too. OG model is also so cute. I like it, but I don't know. Since this is entirely my design, I feel very self-conscious about using this model in this design because this is all me. Like, this entire outfit is all me, unfortunately. I don't think it looks bad. I think Shio did an amazing job in like drawing it, but I don't like the design itself, which is why I feel... I like the one that Shirota did for me because it's not mine. But yeah, I'm glad that you like it. Self-critical, yeah. But I can do the cat mouth, and I think that's cute. Maybe I'll use it again someday. The thing is, my overlays are all purple, and now I'm not purple with this one, so I'll have to see. Maybe. Someday. I'll be back in a second. There we go. I'm gonna stay in this outfit now. Here we go. Be proud, be cringe. True, be cringe and be free. Just like how Rice drew me. You're not a redeem. I mean, if you feel like it, maybe. Maybe someday. I still have like chibi models and everything, though I think I reset my PC at some point. And I don't have them anymore. I need to re-download them. Okay, but now Higurashi for real, for real. Sorry about that. Thanks to that data, men from the Ministry of Health and Welfare now understand how dangerous Hinamizawa syndrome is.
すべてあなたと小高野先生の研究の成果ではありませんか。
That's the accomplishment of you and the late Dr. Takano.
私は正当な研究が正当な評価を受けられるようにしたに過ぎませんわ。
I've only made sure that you receive your fair assessment is all.
それはもちろん。あなたの資料をやがては総理の手にも取らせてみせましょう。
Anyway, I'll make sure the Prime Minister reads your documents.
総理は一国の主。
He's our leader, after all. The Prime Minister? What? Yeah, this isn't Takano. That's the lady that she talked to in the car, I think. Yeah, the chibi models are great too. I should use them at some point again. Yeah, I don't know.
我が国で最も権力を持つ人物にあなたとあなたの祖父の論文を読ませ。
I'll have the most important person in this country read your article.
それがいかに優れた研究であり、そして南沢症候群がいかに特別なものなのか。
And make sure he understands what important research this is and why Hinamizawa syndrome is an issue that needs his attention.
なのに、その研究をないがしろにし、無残にもあなたとあなたの祖父の論文を土足で踏みにじった現理事会。彼らがどれだけ愚かなのかを分からせてお見せします。
Also, I'll make sure the present board of directors realize how stupid they were to ignore your research and ridicule your grandfather's thesis.
え
Indeed.
そんなあなたに朗報があります。
I have great news for you.
終末作戦が終わった後、現地は隔離閉鎖され、陸自の別部門が研究を引き継ぐこととなりました。
The chibi one that waves, I love that one. That one's great. That was my very first model, in fact. And I still love it to this day. Avi did such a good job on that little wave. I need to download it again. I haven't used it since I got my other chibi, and then I haven't used that one since I got my full-size models. It's just kind of hard to go back, you know? But I should make a redeem for them. That one's really good. It also has like the wiggling hair pieces when I smile. It was a really good model. We've decided that after the operation is completed, the actual location will be isolated and shut down, and another department of the STF will take over the research.
あなたはそこへ迎え入れられ、派閥や予算に悩まされることなく、心ゆくまで研究をすることができるのです。
You'll be welcome there, and you'll be able to continue your research for as long as you want without worrying about political factions or funding.
あなたの献身的努力に報いたいとおっしゃられるクライアントの行為としか申せませんわ。
That's all thanks to your generous client who wants to reward you for your hard work.
あなたはそこで所長の地位を与えられ、今度こそ思うままに存分に 研究に勤しむことができるのです。
You'll be given the position of director, so you can devote yourself to your research.
それはとても素晴らしいことではありませんか？
Isn't that wonderful?
そしてあなたはひなみ沢症候群の研究をステップの一つにし、高野先生が求められていた本当のステージ。
Finally, you'll be able to accomplish something that overturns common knowledge by researching Hinamizawa syndrome and the existence of parasites that influence human thought.
いいえ、これはお世辞でも何でもありませんわ。
No, I'm just saying that to flatter you.
あなたに対する私どものクライアントの正当な評価です。
I think I read that wrong. No, I'm not just saying that to flatter you. That's what we really think.
そうですか。
I see.
長電話を失礼してしまいましたわ。
Sorry to take up your
そ
time.
れでは失礼いたします。
I'll be going now.
また追ってご連絡いたします。
I'll get in touch with you again. Well, technically, Nomura hasn't done anything wrong yet. She said some things that sent Takano spiraling, but so far we don't know if it was Nomura's goal to have Takano basically blow up the disease and every single villager in Hinamizawa. For all we know, that was something that Takano decided on her own after being, kind of driven to a little bit of insanity by Nomura. The woman put down the handset of her car phone. Then she picked it up again and made another call.
内線1001をお願いします。
And we have a sick OST change. Nomura clearly taught Takano how to girl boss. True. She did. Did she know that Takano was going to kill 2,000 people? I don't know. Please transfer me to extension 1001.
渡辺とお伝えを。
Yes, this is Watanabe. Watanabe Nomura.
渡辺です。ええ、先日の件はつつがなく終了しました。
Yes, the issue from the other day has been taken care of.
はい。
Yes,
高野さんの資料は素晴らしいものです。
Major Takano's documents are wonderful.
さらに国立研究所の職員を同行させましたので、背広連中はそのまま鵜呑みに。
I made some people from the National Research Center go along, so the men believed it without questioning.
ええ、
Yes,
そちらも問題ありません。
that's no problem either.
20日以降から敵対派閥のほとんどの閣僚は外遊、もしくは西洋で東京を離れます。
All the OST changes are sick OST changes? Yeah, that's true, but this one I like a lot. I don't know why, it's just so... It's so mysterious and evil. I think this one always plays when there's like a little chase scene, or it has played during that time a lot, and it's really good. I like this one. Both Nomura and Watanabe sound like surnames, so one of those must not be her real one. Maybe. But why would she lie? She would never lie. That is an evil-ass OST. Which one is this again? White Mist Peak. Pure White. The names are all very hard to remember, but I do remember Doors, or what was it? That one is stuck in my brain. It's just too good. Most of the cabinet ministers from enemy factions will be either leaving the country or going on vacation, so they'll be out of Tokyo after the 20th.
はい。不確定要素はいくつか残りますが、おそらく6月23日には官邸の堀はすべて埋め尽くされているはずです。
Yes, there's still some unsettled issues, but everything will be set by June 23rd.
はい。ですので、現地作戦は6月22日深夜に決行。23日に総理に緊急決裁を求める日程となると思います。
Yes, therefore, the on-site operation will take place at midnight on June 22nd, and the Prime Minister will be asked for emergency sanctions on the 23rd. Okay, so they do have that planned. They do have the extermination for the entire village already planned out, is what I'm gathering from this.
はい。当日、総理を補佐できるブレーンはすべて我々側の人間です。
Yes, everyone aiding the Prime Minister on that day will be our people.
総理は万に一つの疑問も抱かないでしょう。
You won't even question a thing. I knew it! I knew it! Those people, when they were deciding on, killing everyone in Hinamizawa, I figured that they must be part of, the faction that is very supportive of Takano's doing and everything. Because they were, edging him on to comply. and to give the order to kill the 2,000 people in Hinamizawa. And then, you know, they also had people on side with Takano that were like on her side. The mountain dogs were also still there. It was all very weird, and it was very clear that, you know, someone had their grabby little hands on this. But I thought it was just Takano that, you know, made sure that people who were on her side were there, and Nomura wasn't even in the picture back then.
ええ、それは間違いなく。
Yes, I'm certain.
総理は必ず緊急マニュアル第34号に署名します。
The Prime Minister will definitely sign Emergency Manual 34.
その後はアルファベットへの責任追及となり、奥の千葉派、旧小泉派は発言力を大きく失うこととなるでしょう。
Afterward, an investigation into Alphabet's duties will be taken up, and the Okuna, Chiba, and Old Koizumi factions will lose a great deal of
え
sway.
え、そうです。
Yes, that's right.
今村先生の復権は時間の問題です。
It's only a matter of time before we succeed with the Asian Amity and Reconstruction Summit.
ですわね。
Interesting. That's true. If there's money to spend on developing domestic nuclear arms or the Japanese-American alliance spanning the Pacific, then it would be more profitable for our nation to spend it on ODA toward China. ODA? What does ODA mean? Official development assistance? Is it that? Government aid that promotes and specially targets the economic development and welfare of developing countries. I'm not sure. Maybe. Seems like it could fit. The 21st century will be the era of China, with their nation claiming a good portion of the world's population. Japan gets nothing out of wagging its tail for the US anymore.
ええ、全くですわ。
Yes, I know. The 21st century is almost here, yet we're still saying that communism is the greatest evil. Maybe we've been watching too many bad American propaganda movies. Goodness gracious, Hirokishi.
はい、わかりました。
Yes, I
で
understand.
は来週、マカオにてよろしくお願いいたします。
Okay, then I'll see you in Macau next week. I keep forgetting like how political Higurashi is. Every time we talk about the supernatural things and we go to the group of kids and everything, I forget about it. And then these topics come up again and I'm like, yeah, right, this is like highly political.
ええ、私、カジノは大好きですので。
Yes, I love to gamble.
はい、それでは失礼いたします。
Yes, it was nice to talk to you.
また追ってご連絡いたします。
I'll get in touch with you soon. The woman put down the handset of her car phone and took a breath. She smiled in satisfaction, then picked up the handset again.
官房長官席を。
Give me the chief cabinet secretary,
え
please.
え、マイザーとお伝えを。
Oh, she does use different names. You were right, Amatis. Yes, this is Maizawa.
はい、私です。
Yes, it's me,
奥野長官。
Chief Okuno. So much of the plot are about different government agencies competing against each other. Yeah. And I keep forgetting about it. It's always a shocker when it happens. Just 1 week began preparations, and the icon for the achievement is the infinity number. Or an 8 if you want to see it that way. It's kind of like turned sideways, but not really. It's kind of weird. There we go. Chapter 6 done. We're making really good progress. I would say that we're like, if we finish chapter 7, we'll be halfway through, I think. I don't think we got a tip again. Whatever is going on?
なんだか今朝のリカは様子がおかしいですわね。
Rika, you aren't behaving normally this morning.
そうですか？
You think so?
どうおかしく見えますですか？
Am I acting strange?
うまく言えませんけど、なんだかこう、大人びて見えると言いますか。
I don't know how to say it, but you seem much more mature today.
リカは大人なのですよ。
Rika's being mature. She's so cute. Oh my god. Her little ow ow ow. It makes me so happy. It's so cute. It cuts to Sadako hitting the dino pose. Perfect. Yeah, look at Hanyu. She constantly has her fists up in the air like she's cheering. It's so cute.
羽生、今日は茶化すのはなしにして。
Hanyu, don't tease me today.
聡子もごめん。今日はふざけるのはなしにしてね。
You too, Sadako. Please don't mess around.
そういう気分じゃないの。
I don't feel like it.
今からあと1週間くらいね。
About a week counting from today, huh? Sadako gave me a perplexed look. Maybe she thought I didn't feel well. I want to talk to Keiichi and the others, including Sadako, but I don't know how or where to begin. We all like to joke around a lot, so they might not take me seriously. How can I get them to understand the danger I'm in?
先生、おはようございますですわ。
Good morning to you, Chie-sensei.
監督もですわね。
Oh, you're here as well, coach.
おはようございますですわ。
Good morning to you too.
はい、おはようございます。さとこちゃんにリカさん。
Good morning, Sadako-chan, Rika-chan.
おやおや。
Surely he won't say anything weird this time. Oh my, oh my.
頭にメイドさんのカチューシャがありませんね。
Oh my god. Why does he do it like right after I give him the benefit of the doubt? My god, idiot, please. You need to stop. Is that a headband for maids that you're wearing?
校則違反です。お仕置きお仕置き。
That's against the school regulations. You'll be punished.
入江先生、
Dr. Idiot.
学校でそういうのはやめてください。
Stop acting like that at school.
監督、
Or anywhere for that matter.
リカが朝から体調が悪いみたいなんですの。
Coach, Rika doesn't seem to be feeling well this morning.
ちょっと様子を見てあげてほしいのですわ。
Might you check her over, please?
おや、どうなさいましたか？
What's the matter?
風邪ですか？
Did you catch a cold? I still don't know how to tell my friends, but Idiot at least is on our side. Maybe I can talk to him more directly. If I keep thinking about it, I'll still be thinking at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start with him. Hanyu nodded as if saying that was a good idea.
さとこさとこ、圭一が来る前にお席にいたずらをしましょうです。
Satoko, let's play a trick on Keiichi. Let's do something to his chair. Now she's in on it too, poor Keiichi. It's interesting how despite everything, we don't really see Iri and Satoko talk face to face that much. True, they don't interact that much, but when they do, he says freaky stuff. But yeah, they haven't really interacted much. I think this must have been like one of the very, like, at least they must have talked before, right? This can't be the first time. Might be like the third time or something. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. Is Edie a creep to kids? I don't really know how to say it. I think he thinks those are jokes. But he like keeps saying that he wants to turn the kids into maids for him and like serve him in his house. But like I think he's joking and he doesn't realize how creepy he comes off, but he is a creep without intending to be necessarily. I'm unsure. I can't quite read it. He wants to marry Satoko. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. He's a creep. Never mind. I forget everything I said. He's a creep. He's weird.
いたずらじゃありませんわよ。より優雅にトラップとお呼びなさいませですわよ。
Please, it's a trap, not a trick.
羽生さんに対圭一さんトラップの妙義を伝授して差し上げますわ。
I'll teach you how to set up a trap for Keiichi-san. Oh, so cute. Maybe Ryukishi didn't realize how creepy he wrote him. I think he realized, considering Chia just, you know, reprimanded him and she's like, yo, maybe don't be a creep at school. Maybe don't say shit like that. Satoko will teach her well. Yeah, she'll be a perfect apprentice. Hanya's like that character in the series that joins like 2 seasons before the show ends, yeah. But the thing is that Hanyu has been here since a few episodes in, right? Well, technically since the very beginning, if you count her invisible, we don't really know she's there appearances, but you know. She's been getting more screen time in the recent episodes. Hanyu and Satoko ran to the classroom. Hanyu must have left on purpose. I have to use this chance she's given
いい
me.
え、ここではなんですので、保健室でお話ししてもいいですか？
Idia, can I talk to you in the nurse's office?
ええ、構いませんよ。
Sure, that's fine.
では、保健室へ参りましょう。
Let's go there. Idia probably thinks I'm going to talk to him about Hinamizawa syndrome, so he agreed to go somewhere people couldn't hear. If there's any change in my physical condition, it would be a sign of something very serious. Even if it's just a simple cold, Idia is very concerned about my health.
どうしたんですか？
What's wrong?
どこか体調でも悪いんですか？
Are you feeling sick?
いりえ、妙な話をしますけど、ふざけないで聞いてほしいのです。
Idia, I'm going to tell you something odd, but I want you to take it seriously.
とてもとても真剣な話なのです。
It's a very important matter. I gave Idia the sternest look I've ever shown him as I spoke. Idia usually acts like an idiot, but he can be an adult when he needs to be. Sometimes, very rarely, but we'll believe in him this time. We also heard her yelling in the shrine store house in chapter 2. I don't think it was her yelling, it was her stomping around. But yeah, I was thinking about that too. She was like stomping the ground and everything. I still am thinking back to chapter 2 specifically, when they were in the ritual storehouse, where I think it was Shion that saw like a shadow up in the cages, but no one else saw it, and it never got revealed as to what that may have been. I'm guessing that it was just her paranoia, but considering that she also heard Hanyu like stomping around, it's kind of weird that she saw a random shadow up in the cages, but that never got, cleared up. It was very creepy though. Seeing the expression on my face, Idia started to look more grave himself. How do I start? Okay.
いりえ、僕は女王感染者というものなのですか？
Idia, I'm the queen carrier, right?
はい。リカさんの寄生体だけは村中の誰とも違う特別なものです。
Yes, the parasite that lives in your body is different from everyone else's.
その僕が死ぬとどうなりますですか？
What happens if I die?
前にもお話ししたと思いますが、とても大変なことになります。
Like I told you before, something terrible will happen.
いえ、正確にはとても大変なことになると思われます。
No,
が
to be
正しいですね。
precise, we believe something terrible will happen.
何しろ、リカさんが死ぬまで検証不能なのですから。
After all, it's impossible to verify until you
ただ
die.
し、ひなみざわ症候群に酷似した社会型脳内寄生虫の例で、女王感染者の死を引き金に集団自殺や暴動などを引き起こすケースが複数あるというような話です。
However, several cases involving social brain parasites similar to those of the Hidamizawa syndrome have shown that the death of the queen carrier can cause mass suicides or riots.
この辺は高野さんの専門です。
That would be Takano-san's area of expertise.
彼女に直接聞いた方がいいでしょ
Maybe you should ask her instead.
う。私には少々疎いあたりです。
I don't know much about it myself. In other words, Takano knows better than anybody that if I die, something terrible will happen. More than ever, I don't know why Takano wants to kill me. There's no way I can figure it out myself. Idia is here with me right now. Maybe he'll know. I should ask
い
him.
りえ、
I don't think he knows about her backstory. Tomitaka knows, though.
話の腰を折らずに聞いて答えてくださいです。
Idia, please don't ask any questions and just answer.
そんな僕を殺して誰かが何かを得するということはありますですか？
Would there be something to gain from killing me?
What?
What?
リカさんを殺す？
Kill you, Rika-san?
誰が？
Who
い
would...
りえ、話の腰を折らずに答える約束です。
Idia, you aren't supposed to ask any questions, remember?
すみません。
Sorry.
いえ、考えられません。
No, I can't think of anything.
あなたを殺して得をする人間など存在するわけがない。
There isn't anyone who would benefit from your death.
繰り返しになりますが、
That
も
he
し女王
knows.
感染者に万一があれば、一般感染者は全員48時間以内に末期症状に至るんです。
I repeat, if something happens to the Queen Carrier, all infected persons will reach the terminal stage within 48 hours.
それこそがひなみ沢症候群の最も危険な一面と言えるでしょう。
That's what makes the syndrome so dangerous.
被害妄想の拡大や錯乱などの個人症状とは比べ物にならない規模の大事態です。
The scale of the disaster will be far greater than any individual case of paranoia or psychosis.
その大事態を起こして誰かが得をするということは
Would anyone profit from that disaster?
絶対にありえません。
No
リ
way.
カさんを殺すということは村人 2,3 人を殺すのと全く同じことです。
Killing you is tantamount to killing all 2,000 villagers.
たとえ冗談でも絶対に考えられないことです。
Nobody would even consider that for a minute, even as a joke.
僕が死ねばひなみ沢の人たち全員が被害妄想に取りつかれて錯乱しあるいは殺し合う
If I die, all the residents of Hinamizawa will go insane and may even kill each other.
鬼の血を引く末裔たちの村の終焉としてはこれ以上ないフィナーレなのです
What a perfect ending for people who are descended from demons, huh? Could that be what Takano wants? Since she always talks about how dangerous and bizarre things, it's obvious she enjoys cruelty. She always talks about how she wants to witness with her own eyes the raw brutality of the man-eating demons she read about in the dark history of Onigafuchi village. It's possible that she just wants me dead, so all the villagers will develop terminal symptoms.
もちろんそれが想定される最悪の事態です。
Of course, that's the worst case.
ですのでもしも万一リカさんが死ぬようなことがあった場合ある緊急措置が取られることになっています。
So, if something happens to you, there's an emergency measure that we're supposed to follow.
緊急措置
An emergency measure?
初耳なのですよ
I've never heard of anything like that.
多分初めてお話しすると思います。
I've never told you this before.
物騒な話でしたので私も話さなかったと思います。
It's rather an unpleasant measure, so that's why I never mentioned
入
it.
り江機関にとってひなみ沢症候群治療の中での最優先事項は女王感染者の保護です。
The Idia Institute's top priority is protecting the Queen Carrier.
ですが万一女王感染者が死亡し感染者全員の急性発症が見込まれた場合それを未然に防ぐ緊急措置が取られることになっています。
But if you die and all infected persons develop terminal symptoms, we're supposed to go ahead with this contingency plan. That's understandable. If all 2,000 villagers were to go insane, there would be no guarantee that the devastation would remain within the village. Obviously, it's a good idea to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
非常時用の緊急マニュアルというものが存在しまして
There are these things called emergency
その
manuals.
中で最も危険度の高い事態つまりリカさんが死んだ場合に適用されるものが緊急マニュアル第34号というものです。
And among them, the one for the worst possible disaster, in other words, in the event of your death, is called Emergency Manual 34.
それが適用されると何か起こるの
The change in voice is, so scary. What happens with that?
村人が錯乱する前に全員を処分するという恐ろしい内容です。
Before all the villagers go insane, they'll be exterminated.
具体的には自衛隊の緊急時専門の部隊がひなみ沢を封鎖して毒ガスか何かで皆殺しにしてしまうのだそうです。
To be exact, a special unit from the self-defense force will seal off Hinamizawa and kill the villagers using poisonous gas. That is still so fucked up. I can't believe they did that. And I can't believe I had to read through all of that. Surely, since this is the last episode, that won't happen again and they'll have a happy ending and I won't have to see all of them die in that horrible way again. Haha, right, Yurugishi?
それも初耳ね
I've never heard of that before either.
すみませんでした。私もあまり好きな話ではなかったもので。
Sorry, I don't really like talking about it. Good thing he's dead before that happens. Surely, how? For sure. I've been interested in things that happen before I die, but not in things that happen after I'm dead. This disaster only takes place after I die. I had no idea that something like this occurs every single time. Or rather, I'm the cause. If the enemy is capable of erasing an entire village, then killing a little girl like me won't be a problem at all. Hanyu is telling me to just talk to everyone, but can I really stand against an opponent like that? Anyway, the existence of this emergency manual changes everything. Takano's motive no longer makes sense. I thought her goal was for all the villagers to go mad and slaughter each other like demons, but according to what Irie said, that wouldn't even happen. The villagers will all be killed before it does. I'm not Takano, so I can't be sure, but I don't think that would be fun for her. In fact, you would be wrong about that because she's a psycho and she actually did have fun doing all of that. But her goal is just to get it out in the news and then, I don't know, proceed from there to make it official as to what actually happened there. Everyone will need to believe it's spooky. Everyone here needs to believe that this will end happy, otherwise it won't! It doesn't make sense to kill me for that purpose, especially since we've known each other for such a long time.
高野と山犬が私を殺すというのはあり得ること。
Do you think it's possible for Takano and the mountain dogs to kill me? I mean, yeah, there's no one else protecting her. If the unit supposedly protecting her is the one that kills her, then yeah, very possible.
バカな。
Don't be stupid.
絶対にありえないことです。
That's just impossible.
いや、それどころか、高野さんはリカさんの保護に一番気を使っていますし、山犬の最大の任務の一つはあなたの護衛です。
Takano-san's number one priority is to protect you, and one of the mountain dog's main duties is to watch over you.
そんなことは絶対にありえない。
That's simply unthinkable.
イリエ、それでもなお高野が私を殺すとしたら、どんな動機が考えられる？
Irie, even so, supposing Takano wanted to kill me, can you think of a motive for her doing so?
考えられません。
No, I can't.
女王感染者の危険性について一番知っているのが彼女なのですから。
She knows better than anybody about the dangers of the Queen Carrier.
それにご存知でしょう。
Besides, as you're well aware,
彼女はひなみ沢症候群の研究に並外れた情熱を注いでいます。
she's very passionate about her research into the
あ
syndrome.
なたを殺してしまうことはその情熱と矛盾する行為です。
Killing you would put an end to that source of her
で
passion.
もイリエ、
But Irie,
南沢症候群は確か3年以内だかに撲滅される計画になっているんでしょう。
Hinamizawa syndrome is supposed to be eradicated within 3 years, isn't it?
撲滅というのは症候群を滅ぼしてしまうこと。
In other words, you're going to destroy the
研
disease.
究を続けたい彼女の情熱にとってそれはどうなの？
What does Takano think about that?
それは
Well,
私にとってひなみ沢症候群は治療すべき対象ですが、高野さんにとっては研究素材なんです。
Hinamizawa syndrome is the target of treatment for me, but for Takano-san, it's research material. You would think Irie would have picked up some hints that Takano is insane. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that he knows that she isn't the most mentally stable person, hence why he's keeping his distance from her. But, yeah, I'm surprised to see how well he thinks of her. Although, this goes to show that he does know her motives a little bit better than I thought he did. I totally thought he was just convinced that she would also just be happy with them finding a treatment and then canceling the research, but he seems to know her better than I thought.
実際彼女は3カ年計画には強く反対していて、研究の無期延長について理事会に進言するために単身上京したとまで聞いています。
Actually, she's strongly against the plan to eradicate it within the next 3 years, and she has even made a trip to Tokyo to request an indefinite extension of the project from the board of directors.
もっともそれは失敗に終わったそうですが、
She wasn't successful though.
つまり高野はもっと研究を続けたいのに、ひなみ沢症候群は3年以内に撲滅されてしまい、高野は研究対象を失ってしまう。
So what you're saying is, Takano wants to continue her research, but Hinamizawa syndrome is going to be eradicated within 3 years. So Takano is going to lose the subject of her research, isn't she?
そういう言い方もできるかもしれません。
I guess you can say that. I think I see something here. The Idia Institute isn't a small organization. It's being managed by a lot of people and it receives a great deal of funding. That's the only way they can even research the syndrome. So if the Idia Institute is planning to put an end to the research within 3 years, there really isn't much Takano can do about it.
どうせ終わらせられてしまう研究なら、最後に盛大にひっくり返してやりたいとか。
It's all going to end anyway, then maybe she wants to shake things up?
バカな。
No way!
そんなことあってはならないことです。
Something like that can't possibly
で
happen.
も、入江も高野の性分は知っているでしょ。
But you know how she is, right?
あいつならやりかねない。あいつなら私を殺しかねないってあるんじゃない？
She would do it. She would kill me if she wanted to, don't you think?
ありえない。
No way.
ありえません。
No way.
そんな恐ろしいことは絶対に。
Something as horrible as that just isn't possible. He's trying to convince himself, but he knows that it's possible. I feel like I'm starting to see Takano's motive, but it seems like there must be more. After all, the project will continue for at least 3 additional years. It's possible that during those years, Takano's request will be approved and the research will get an extension. In other words, the research is guaranteed to continue for a minimum of 3 more years. Given those 3 years, why is she so desperate now? Well, her goal kind of changed due to a very interesting, mysterious lady. Besides, I'm always killed in June 1983. The date may change a bit, but the month won't. That must be the result of her strong willpower. It would be one thing if the research was being terminated immediately. She still has 3 years, yet she's already getting desperate. Her motive is too weak. She must be possessed of the strong conviction that it has to be June 1983. After that, no matter how I questioned Irie, he kept repeating that there was no way Takano would kill me. So I didn't see how that could be of any more help. However, if I'm able to explain Takano's motive, then I think he will be my ally. But for now, I think this is all I can do with him. I'm going to talk to Tomitaka too. Tomitaka is a lot closer to Tokyo than Irie is. Maybe he can tell me something Irie can't. I hope I can learn some important things from him too, enough to convince him that Takano has a strong enough motive to kill me. Tomitaka should be visiting Hinamizawa around this time. He spends a lot of time with Takano, but he often takes walks by himself to enjoy photographing birds too. I'll try finding him when he's not with Takano and talking to him then. Although Tomitaka does have strong feelings toward Takano, I'm worried he won't listen to me as seriously as Irie did.
ありがとうでした。
Well, he does know that she's kind of crazy, but his romantic feelings for her might be a little bit of an issue. Who knows, maybe we can convince him somehow. Thank you very much.
僕は教室に戻りますです。何か高野のことで分かったら僕に教えてくださいです。
I'm going back to the classroom. If you find something out about Takano, please let me know.
リカさん、どうして高野さんがあなたの命を狙っているなんて思うんですか？
Rika-san, why do you think Takano-san is trying to kill you?
まさか急性発症？
You haven't developed symptoms, have you?
それを疑うなら、今簡易検査をしてみる。
If you're doubting me, then would you like to run a test right now? I said some terrible things out of the blue, so I don't blame him for becoming suspicious. However, thanks to the rapid diagnostic test Irie had developed at this point, it was easy to prove with a syringe. I just had to submit to the needle to show that I haven't developed terminal symptoms. The results were negative, of course.
高野さんがなんてありえない。ありえない。
It's just impossible for Takano-san too. Just impossible. Maybe now Irie believes that there is a possibility that Takano is trying to kill me. I hope he doesn't die because he tries to stop her or something. Okay, but there's gonna be an ad break in a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna start it now since we have a scene switch, which is perfect. And I will be right back. I am back. I made it. I survived. Adjusting the volume. Impossible, like it hasn't happened 7 times. Also ignore how Irie committed suicide at least once during those. Well, he wasn't aware that Takano could be responsible for it, you know. Now he's aware. Now the suspicion has been planted in his brain. Maybe he will do something now. It could be possible. Nothing is impossible. Thank you. Welcome back to two guys. Got that wabi sabi. The what? What is wabi sabi? Oh, wow, that's an actual thing. Though I don't understand. I don't get it. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, I was constantly like drinking water during this ad break, and now my stomach feels kind of weird. Maybe I shouldn't have been drinking for like 3 minutes straight. Bobby Hill said it, so now I do too. Who's Bobby Hill? Bobby Hill? From King of the Hill. I've never seen that show. But I have seen it. Like on social media. I just haven't watched it myself, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep reading. I left the nurse's office. I hope Iria will grow curious about Takano and try to find out something about her. See, Rika also has her hopes up.
どうですか、リカ。
So, how was it, Rika?
何か収穫はありましたのですか？
Did you find out anything?
あったといえばあったし、
Well,
なかったといえばなかったし、
yes and no.
微妙なとこね。でも、いくつか面白いことが分かったわ。
It's hard to say, but there are a couple of interesting things.
一つは、入江機関が3カ年計画で、ひなみ沢症候群を撲滅させようとしていること。
One is how the Iria Institute is trying to eradicate the syndrome within 3
これ
years.
は研究を続けたい高野にとって不愉快なこと。
Takano doesn't like the idea.
彼女は単身上京し、東京の連中に研究の継続を訴えたけど、退けられたんだとか。
She went to Tokyo to petition for the continuation of her research, but they refused.
これがきっかけで、何か自暴自棄になるようなことがあるかもしれない。
That might cause her to become desperate.
もう一つが面白いの。緊急マニュアル第34号とかいう物騒なやつよ。
The second is this thing called Emergency Manual 34. Adorable uniform on Hanyu. It's really good. I love it. It's really, really cute. I love the vest.
私が死ぬとそれが執行されて、この村は丸ごと毒ガスで抹殺されるそうなのよ。
Supposedly, if I die, that will be executed, and the whole village will be murdered by poisonous gas.
あおあおあおあお。
Yeah, that's not so great.
私が死ぬと村人すべてが末期発症するというのがあるでしょ。
They say that when I die, the villagers will develop terminal symptoms, right?
高野はそれが見たくて私を殺すのかとも考えたんだけど、緊急マニュアルとやらがあるから、それを見ることができる前に村は滅んでしまう。
First, I thought that Takano wants me dead because she wants to see that happen. But since there's an emergency manual, the village will be long gone before then.
だからこれも動機ではなさそう。
So that can't be her motive.
いくら入江に聞いてもそんなバカなばっかり。
Every time I ask Irie, all he says is that it isn't possible.
彼に言わせると、事態の重要性を一番理解しているのが高野ということらしいわね。
According to him, Takano understands the importance of the situation better than anybody.
ゆえに一番殺す理由がないと。
Therefore, she doesn't have any reason to kill me.
あおあお。
分かってるわ。
I know.
まだ入江一人に聞いただけよ。
I've only asked Irie so far.
他の人から情報や知恵をもらえる可能性もあるんだしね。
It's possible we can learn more information or wisdom from other people too.
そうです。
That's
み
right.
んなの力を合わせないと奇跡は起こせないのです。
Unless we bring everyone's power together, a miracle won't occur.
奇跡でも起こさなきゃ絶対に勝てない相手だものね。
Hello, Rice. Hope you're doing good today. Aren't you streaming right now? Aren't you live right this second playing Dead by Daylight? Yeah, isn't that what's happening right now? I'm ending? Oh god. Well, I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had fun. I hope the Dead by Daylighting was good. You're lying to me. I can see that you're in a match with people. You're not ending. Well, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a good day.
もうすぐお昼休みなのです。
We need that miracle to defeat our enemies. It's almost lunchtime.
みんなに相談するいいチャンスだと思いますです。
That'll be a good chance to talk to everyone.
とはいえ、
Though
どう話せばみんなが真剣に聞いてくれるかが問題よね。
the problem is whether or not they'll take it seriously when I talk to
東京
them.
という秘密結社がなんて話をしたら、それなんて漫画って言われちゃうに決まってるわ。
Once I start talking about the secret society, Tokyo, they'll obviously ask what manga I'm talking about. Yeah, it is kind of unbelievable when you hear it from, especially like a 12-year-old, but you know.
誤解のないようなうまい言い方を考えないと。
I need to figure out a good way to discuss it so I avoid misunderstandings. あう。
多分深く考えず、そのまま話した方がうまくいくと思いますのです。
I think it'll be better to be honest with them without really thinking too much about it.
本当に？
Do you really think so?
そうなのですよ。
Yeah,
まあ試してみるのです。
let's just try.
僕が言うような言い方をすれば、茶化さず聞いてくれるどころか、ものすごく真剣に相談に乗ってくれると思いますです。
Tell them in the way I'll teach you, and I'm sure they'll take it seriously and help you out. It's kind of weird to see Hanyu so positive and happy when she hasn't been all this time that we've known her. It's such a change in character. She had some character growth, and Rika lost all of hers. I'm still not sure, but Hanyu seems very confident. Hanyu has spent her life observing various people. She had never talked to Mion directly before this life, but she knows her better than I do. I talked to everyone during lunchtime in the way that Hanyu taught me.
うんうん。そりゃ面白いね。
That sure is interesting.
それで
And then?
はあ、リカちゃんすごいね。
That's amazing,
そ
Rika-chan.
んなのよく思いつく。
How do you come up with things like that?
だよな。
Well, it's going great. I
意
know.
外な才能にちょっと驚きだぜ。
You're so talented.
確かにもうちょい煮詰めりゃ結構面白い漫画が描けそうだ。
If you work on it a little more, you could end up with a really great manga.
私は呆れましたよ。
I don't know what to
今
say.
朝から調子が悪そうなんで、どんな悩み事があるかと思ったら、
I thought maybe something was bothering you because you haven't been looking good since this morning.
そういうことなら、まずは胃の一番にこの私に相談遊ばせ。
Why didn't you come to me first?
ね、
See?
みんなとても頼もしいですよ。
I told you that you could count on them. Well, I don't know about that one.
あ
Didn't go so well, did it?
頼もしいわね。
Count on them, huh?
ものは言いようなのね。
It all comes down to how you put it, I guess.
おじさんこう見えてもサークル申し込みからネームに
Thank
しただ
you. This old man can create application forms, make rough
け。
drafts.
ペン入れにトーンに背景に社食に構成入稿出版頒布にサポートまで全部できるからね。
Ink, tone, draw backgrounds, typeset, and proofread. Take manuscripts to a printer, publish, distribute, and support. He can do it all.
私に相談したのは実にナイスだよ。
Good thing you came to him.
ミオンがすごいのです。
You sure are great, Mion.
漫画家も編集者も出版社も本屋さんも全部一人でやれてしまうのです。
You can be a cartoonist, an editor, a publisher, and a bookstore owner all at once.
へえ。
Well, Mion became a VTuber. With all those professions, that's crazy. Really?
うちの親父もそんなこと言ってるぜ。
My dad says things like that too.
そういう全部自前でやるのって流行りなのか？
Is doing everything yourself in style now?
レナはそんなことよりみーちゃんのジャンルが気になるかな。
They're so silly. They're not taking her seriously at all. Oh my god. I'm curious about what kind of comic Mi-chan would write. I'm curious. Hold on, hold on.
話が脱線してましたよ。
You're all getting sidetracked.
みんなでリカに協力しましょうですわ。
Let's help Rika out, alright? Imagine being Rika. She must feel so stupid right now. I told them all about the secrets surrounding Hinamizawa. I told them that I wanted to write a comic book, that I needed their help to decide on a few things. If I spoke to them about this normally, they might question my sanity, but to see this change this dramatically with just a little preface. Okay, so she did that on purpose. Alright, I get it. I thought that this wasn't on purpose. Hanyu, you're pretty good.
何しろよ、女王感染者が死ぬとその緊急措置が発動になって村が丸々全滅させられてしまう。
This theme is pretty good. Higurashi is just the scent in the 13-year-old's meme. I don't think I know that one. Anyway, so if this queen carrier dies, the village will be destroyed because of some emergency measure.
っていうのが最大のポイントだよな。
That's the focus, right?
そんなすごい人がいらっしゃったら、もう要注意ですわね。
My goodness, if there really was someone like that, she had better be very careful.
豆腐の角に頭でもぶつけられたら、それだけで村が全滅ですもの。
One mistake and poof, the whole village would disappear.
捕まえてぐるぐる巻きにして土蔵にでも放り込んでおいた方がいいに決まっていますわ。
We should just capture her, wrap her in bubble wrap, and put her in storage or something.
でも、
True.
そうしないで殺しちゃうんだよね。
But she gets killed, right?
そんなことしたら大変なことになっちゃうって分かってるのに、なんで殺さないといけないのかな。
If they know her death will create a disaster, why would they kill her? Why?
そうなのです。
That's just it.
秘密の研究所の中にいるその悪役は大変なことになると知っていて、じゃない、女王を殺そうとするのです。
The bad people at the research center know what will happen, yet they're still trying to kill me. I mean, the queen carrier.
でも、もっともらしい動機が思いつかないのです。
I just can't think of a good explanation for why. I kind of see an outline of the motive, though. Can they actually find a hint without knowing any of the actual details?
そんなの全然楽勝じゃん。
That's so simple.
女王を殺せば村中が滅ぶという設定だけでもう十分に動機は構築できるよ。
The fact that the entire village gets destroyed if the queen carrier dies is a motive in and of itself. Mion laughed as she casually voiced what was on her mind.
でもミオン、
But Mion...
その悪役は病気のことをもっと研究したいと思っているから、それがおしまいになってしまうようなことを自らやるはずがないのです。
This villain wants to research the disease more, so there's no way she'd put an end to it herself.
そんなの大した問題じゃないって。
That's not a big
そ
problem.
の悪役にさらに黒幕を設ければいいんだよ。
Just had some masterminds pulling strings behind that villain.
あるいはその悪役を利用しようとするさらに悪役というか。
That, or some villain who's just using that villain. There's so many villains in this game, it's crazy. A villain who wants to use Takano.
いい？
Listen,
女王が死ねば村が大混乱に陥る。
it's kind of funny that this is coming from Mion because the Sonozaki family uses criminals to, you know, make themselves seem a little scarier than they actually are. So in a way, she's just describing how the Sonozaki family works in the end. Listen, if the queen dies, the village is plunged into chaos.
それを隠蔽するために大掛かりな抹殺作戦が決行される。
To cover it up, a mass execution operation is carried out.
これはね、基本的に最悪の事態への対応策であって、決して抜いてはならない殿下の放蕩な作戦ってわけ。
Fundamentally, this is a countermeasure against the worst possible outcome, a trump card that must never be
抜いて
played.
しまったらとりあえず事態は収拾できるだろうけども、ただでは済まされない大事になるんだからね。
Because playing it causes a disaster of its own, even if it settles the previous situation.
確かに政治家の世界って必ず責任追及とか辞任要求とかそんなのになるもんな。
Okay, I see. I don't think I've seen it. You're right. In politics, they always talk about who takes responsibility for this and who resigns for that.
そんな何千人も殺すような作戦が実行されたら、その後に必ずそういう事態を招いたのは誰の責任だって騒ぎになるだろうからな。
If, in fact, a mass execution like that was to take place, someone would have to explain that and take responsibility.
秘
Exactly.
密作戦だからその騒ぎは表沙汰にはならないだろうけど、その東京という組織内でかなり強烈な責任追及が行われるのは間違いないだろうね。
Well, it's a secret operation, so I'm sure it won't be made public, but there will be many people questioned within that Tokyo organization, that's for sure.
ってことは、それだけで十分女王を殺す動機はあるってことじゃない？
Isn't that a motive for killing the Queen Carrier?
は
They're
お、
good!
どうしてなのですか？
Why?
そんな大騒ぎになって何か得をする人がいるというのですか？
Who benefits from such chaos?
いるよいるよ、いるに決まってんじゃん。
There are plenty of people.
いい？
Think about it.
世の中に吹く風は必ずどちらか一方に流れる。
The wind always blows in one
それ
direction.
はある人にとっては逆風になるけど、必ずいる反対を向いている人には追い風となる。
For some people, it's a headwind, and for others, it's a
どん
tailwind.
な出来事だって必ず損をする人と得をする人がいるんだよ。
There are always people who gain and people who lose.
なるほど。
I see.
私のトラップ脳がギンギンしてきましたよ。
My brain finds this quite
つ
stimulating.
まりそんな大事になれば責任を取らせれる人たちがいる。
In other words, if something like that happens, there will be some people who take responsibility for it. Of course, she would find this interesting, the troublemaker herself.
その人たちと対立している人たちにとってはとっても美味しい事態というわけですわね。
And their enemies will gain from it, whoever they are.
そうだね。
That's right.
どんな組織にも勢力や派閥があって意見を違えてる。
There are always different powers and factions within an
まして
organization.
や東京なんていう巨大な黒幕組織だったらその強力な力をめぐっていろいろな人たちの思惑が入り混じってるはずだよ。
Especially if it is a huge mastermind organization like this Tokyo, I'm sure many different people have hidden agendas.
ってことは誰かを蹴落として成り上がりたいって思ってる連中にとっては
In other words, there are plenty of people who want to rule over others.
女王を暗殺して大騒ぎを起こすことは十分価値があるってわけだ。
And there are plenty of reasons to assassinate the Queen Carrier.
つまりじゃなくて悪役にとって価値がなくても
Are you saying that even if the bad person doesn't have a
東京
reason,
の中には女王を殺す価値がある人が大勢いるということなのですか？
that there could be people who have reasons to kill the Queen Carrier in Tokyo? Hello, Trays. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good today.
そういうことよ。
There you go. You've got it.
ああ、でね、秘密研究所の悪役はこういう設定にするの。
Also, what about this backstory for the bad person at the research center?
本当は研究をもっと続けたいんだけど、それが3年で打ち切られるって話が決まっちゃってるわけでしょ？
She wants to keep her research going, but it's already been decided it'll end within 3 years, right?
だからさ、その研究員は自分がこれまで研究してきたことを全部無に帰されようとしている。
So this research is about to see all her research turn to naught.
つまり自分が半生をかけて築いた成果が台無しにされそうなんで非常に辛い思いをしている。
That means all the fruits of her life's work are about to be ruined, and she's under extreme duress.
いや、それだけじゃない。
Hello, Joker. Hi. I haven't, but I own the game. I do want to play it, though. I don't know if it's allowed to play it on stream, but I do want to play it by myself at the very least. It looks very cool. Very gruesome. Don't play it on stream. Yeah, I figured. I think it's too graphic to play on stream, no? And like, it talks about some pretty serious things. Not that this doesn't, but I don't know. I'll have to see. Not only
もの
that,
すごくプライドを傷つけられていると思うんだよね。
I think her pride must be hurt too.
そうだな。その悪役が半生をかけるに値すると信じた研究が上位の組織に認められず3年でおしまいにしろなんて言われたら自分の人生を否定されたように思うだろうからな。
That's true. The value of the research this bad person has spent half of her life on isn't being acknowledged by the people at the top. And they even told her that it will be shut down within 3 years.
それはきっと辛いだろうね。
Oh yeah, Oyasumi Punpun is it's pretty interesting. I didn't finish reading it, but it's pretty cool. It's very depressing, but well written. The presentation is not stream safe, I think. Yeah, I forgot. It's an eroge. Yeah, I don't think it's allowed to be shown on Twitch or YouTube for that matter, so I don't think I can, unless there's like a mod that makes it stream safe, but at that point, I don't know. I feel like kind of takes the fun out of it to, you know, see the explicit stuff, because it has like a reason in that particular game. I think it's meant to be really fucked up and gross from what I've heard, so I think it would just kind of defeat the purpose of the game. Oyasumi Punpun, I need to finish that at some point. I liked what I read, but I think when I was reading it, I ran out of volumes to read, so I just I was like, oh, I gotta stop now. If I play a game that focuses on that sensor, just doesn't make sense. Yeah. What chapter did you read? I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It was a lot of years ago. I'm sorry. If I ever find out, I'll let you know. Player no Uta is really good. Can recommend. I definitely want to play it. I already own it on Steam. I just have to find the time to play it, or read it, rather. That must be tough.
自分の積み重ねてきたものを全て否定されるのはきっと傷つくね。
It's hard when other people deny that which you've worked so hard to accomplish. Yup. That's Takano's entire life story.
わかってる。
Yeah, I know. Amazing. My friends really are the best. This is starting to sound like a real motive for Takano.
となると、その悪役はどういう行動に出るのでしょうか。
So, what would this bad person do then?
そりゃあ最初にやるのは陳情だろうね。
Of course, the first thing she'd do would be to appeal to her bosses.
研究を中止しろと言った東京に、自分が研究している奇病はこんなにも重要で興味深い。
She'd probably try to explain to Tokyo how important and valuable her research is. She did
だ
that.
から研究中止を撤回してくれと訴えるだろうね。
And asked them not to shut it down. She did that.
まあそれでさ、あっさり東京が「はい了解、研究続行、予算も増やします」って言っちゃったら漫画にならないよね。
But, well, if Tokyo just said, yes, got it, continue your research, we'll increase your budget too, then it wouldn't be much of a comic. I love her, she's so
そ
silly.
こはさ、きっと東京のボスたちにコテンコテンにこき下ろされるわけよ。
So the bosses at Tokyo are sure to turn her request down hard and
お
thoroughly.
前の研究などくだらない。こんな予算の無駄遣いの研究などとっととやめてしまえってひどいことを言われちゃうわけよ。
They tell her that her work is a waste of time and that it should be scrapped immediately, or something like that. Kind of funny, Ryukishi is just kind of explaining his thought process as to how he's gonna reach the conclusion of the story, and how he's gonna, you know, explain Takano's motive and everything. 4 hours. That's pretty doable. I feel like I could maybe do that next week if I have the time, like after work or something, or like on the weekend. I think that'd be a good thing to do. I thought it was longer. Ide told me that Takano had gone to Tokyo to request an extension on the research. He also said that her request was denied.
自分の人生をかけた研究を否定されたら、その怒りは凄まじいですわよ。
Can you imagine her anger at having her life's work mocked by her
と
superiors?
なれば、やることは2つしかないですわ。
There are, then, only 2 options open to her.
さとこ、それは何？
Satoko, what are they?
決まってるじゃねえか。
That's easy.
泣き寝入りか復讐だろ。
She can cry herself to sleep over it, or she can take revenge. Keiichi and Satoko gave each other a high five.
まあそこで泣き寝入りじゃ面白くないよね。
Well, revenge she did take. Well, lying down and taking it wouldn't be very interesting
となれ
either.
ばさ、誰よりも慈しみ研究してきたその悪役研究員はさ、 他の人の手で自分の研究成果が破棄されるくらいなら、せめて自分の手でなんて自暴自棄なことも考え始めるわけよ。
In that case, the villainous researcher, who loved her research more than anyone, starts growing desperate and believing that she should at least end it herself rather than letting someone else end it for her.
プライドが高いゆえにね。
All because of her pride.
そこでさっき考えた話の東京の何者かの思惑が出てくるわけですわ。
And that's where the hidden agenda from Tokyo comes in.
まさか
No way.
裏が大ごとになれば誰かが責任を取らされ誰かが得をするというさっきの話なのですか？
You mean that idea that someone will gain when the village is thrown into disaster and another is forced to take responsibility?
まさにそれですわ。
Exactly.
悪役の研究員は研究の生涯を否定されて落ち込んでいる。
The villainous researcher is depressed after having her life's work
それをう
rejected.
まく焚きつければ自分の手を汚さずに村は大惨事。
But by rallying her up the right way, they can cause a tragedy in the village without soiling their own hands.
自分は後から悠々と責任追及に加わってうまうま。
Then they can take their time investigating and demanding responsibility. Well
で
done.
ございましたよ。
See?
そういうこと。
That's right.
だからね、
There's
自
more.
分の生涯を否定された悪役は落ち込んでるわけよ。
This villain is depressed after having her life's work rejected, right? I think it's fun to show people slightly depressing media. Like, I recommend people to play Omori, even though I know it's really depressing and it threw me into a mental slump for like 2 weeks. But I think it's fun. I don't know. I think it's good to have some depression flavor in your life every now and then. Not depression flavor, but like, I don't know, experience sad and slightly depressing stories every once in a while. It makes you think, it makes you feel sad, and feeling sad every once in a while isn't a bad thing. I think letting out your emotions and feeling all of them is a pretty healthy thing. So I think it's pretty fun to recommend that to people and talk about it. Talking about your emotions is good. It's not like the first 7 chapters were depressing in the least. No, not at all. Not at all. Don't worry about it. None of this was depressing so far. Yeah, technically I'm playing Higurashi, which is probably one of the most depressing things I've ever, you know, consumed in terms of media. And I'm sharing it with all of you.
そこへ東京の中で誰かを蹴落として出世を目論む若き幹部がさ、その悪役に工作員を派遣して籠絡するわけよ。
So then, one of the young leaders plotting to kick another member of Tokyo down, and climb the ladder dispatches his own agent to entice this villain.
自分の存在を否定されて落ち込んでるんでしょ？
She's depressed because her reason for existing was trampled on, right? Quite literally.
ならその研究を私は信じてるよ。頑張ってなんて励まされたら簡単に籠絡されちゃうかもしれないね。
If someone tells her that he believes in her and such, she'll fall for it easily.
プライドが高い人ほど脆いものだから。
The stronger a person's pride is, the easier they fall for that kind of encouragement.
ってことはつまりその悪役ももっとどぎたねえ黒幕に利用されてるだけってことなんだな。
That means the bad person is simply being used by her evil masterminds. Still, it's kind of impressive that she goes through killing a child in an entire village. Not just one child, actually, but an entire group of children. You know, that is something quite extreme. I never thought that she would be capable of doing that after suffering through her orphanage experience. It's kind of sad.
ああ、戦隊ものの悪の幹部にもそういうキャラっているな。
Well, this happens a lot in action shows.
今まで頑張って悪の組織に貢献してきたのに、一つの失敗だけで手のひらを返したような仕打ちを受けて処分されてしまう気の毒な感じのやつ。
You know how, like, someone devotes his life to an evil organization, but after one mistake, he gets eliminated?
というかこのトラップにおいては実行役の悪役研究員の始末は絶対でございましたよ。
But in this story, the evil researcher has to be eliminated for sure, right?
黒幕にとっては生かしておく価値がありませんもの。
For the masterminds, there's no point in letting her stick around. I wonder. We never heard anything about Takano dying or, I don't know, disappearing suddenly. Well, maybe because we always thought that she was already dead since she quote-unquote burned on the mountain.
そういうことだね。
That's right.
その悪役もちょい悪を気取ったつもりだろうけど、結局は人生を否定されるし、黒幕に利用されるし、しかも最後には口封じで消されちゃうんだろうから、悪役とはいえちょいと同情誘いそうだよね。
So, this poor bad person, she thinks that she has gotten an evil little part to play. But at the end, her life's work is insulted. She gets used by the masterminds, and after all that, she gets killed. Although she's a bad person, people may sympathize with her for what she has to go through. I do feel kind of bad for Takano, but I think that she seems very willing to just kill a group of children and an entire village, and she very well seems to enjoy it. I know that she must be delusional and whatnot after having suffered so much as a kid and, you know, definitely having some trauma from that, and also possibly being affected by Hinamizawa syndrome a tiny little bit. But still, I thought that that was quite extreme for her to be able to do, especially after she suffered so much as a kid. To make other kids suffer that much is kind of so sad.
まあそういうキャラの立て方もありじゃないかな。
But I guess that's what makes the story interesting.
いや、むしろありだよね。
Don't you think?
次の新刊では考えてみるかな。
Maybe we can use that in the next issue. Tanya and I could only listen to them talk. They are truly amazing. They really are. It is very possible, especially if I think about Takano's character. Come to think of it, Iria kept repeating that isn't possible a whole lot, which means that those words could be a reflection of how possible it might really be. Yeah, he was trying to convince himself that it wouldn't be possible and that she would never do it, but he knows very well that she would be capable of doing exactly that. I'm sure my friends can answer that question. I'm going to ask them, so let's ask them.
では、なぜそれを3年も猶予が残っているこの今に自暴自棄になるのでしょう。
Then why is she so desperate when she still has 3 years left?
猶予なんか問題じゃねえだろ。
That doesn't matter.
今日死刑になるのも3日後に死刑になるのも全く同じだぜ。
It really doesn't make a difference if you're getting executed tomorrow or 3 days later, right?
要はその猶予幅の問題だってだけだろ。
It's just a matter of the length of her probation.
3年の猶予じゃなくて3年後に死刑って言われたように感じてるわけさ、その悪役は。
This bad person doesn't feel she has 3 years left. She feels that she has been sentenced to die in 3 years.
そこは多分黒幕たちの都合だね。
That's just what the masterminds want.
彼らの都合で悪役を操ってるわけだからさ。
They're the ones controlling this bad
この
person.
時期に村を滅ぼしたい都合は悪役じゃなく黒幕の方にあるんだと思うね。
I think it's the masterminds who want to destroy the village at this particular time, not the bad person.
何しろこれだけの大作戦なんだからさ。
This is a huge operation, you know?
起こしたら成功以外はありえない。
It has to succeed.
成功させる鍵は女王の暗殺だけじゃないよ。
The death of the Queen Carrier isn't their only key to success.
暗殺後緊急マニュアルの執行をトップに決断させなきゃならない。
Whoever's at the top has to decide to go ahead with the emergency measure.
他にも作戦後の責任追及についての事前準備とか。いやいや、
The responsibility issue after the operation aside, they have to take care of things like preparation, or rather...
この作戦で一番ダメージが与えられる効果的な時期とかね。
They have to figure out the perfect time to do the most damage.
そういうのを測った上で3年の猶予を余した今大作戦を実行させるんじゃないのかい？
After calculating all that, I think they're going to get on with the operation now that the project has only 3 years left.
結局その悪役は何から何まで利用されて、しかも最後はトカゲの尻尾みたいに切られるわけだ。
So in the end, after this bad person gets used, she's eliminated.
悪役とはいえ気の毒なやつだぜ。
She's the villain, but I feel sorry for her.
なるほど。
I see.
では一番重要なことに話を移しますです。
Okay, let me move on to the most important
そ
thing.
れに立ち向かうために女王の少女はどう戦えばよいのですか？
To defeat them, how can the Queen Carrier girl fight back?
その子が主人公なのです。
She's the main character in my story.
ほうほ
Huh,
う、そりゃ面白そうだな。
that sounds
つま
interesting.
り、命を狙われてる女の子が、なんとかマシから逃れられればいいわけだな。
So the girl they're trying to kill has to run from the evil people, right?
連載形式によるね。
It depends on how you serialize it.
長期連載ならダラダラと逃げ延びて次々新しい追っ手や刺客が現れた方がネタ切れにならないよ。
If you want a long series coming up with new pursuers and assassins on one after another, will let you go on for a long time.
できれば短期集中連載がいいのです。
If possible, we want a short-term and concentrated series. Yeah, they've had a couple thousand of years to do this. It's enough. I think a one-shot volume will be enough for this. Hello, Skiv. Hi. Hope you're doing good today. Good evening. I burst out laughing at Hanyu's metaphor.
となれば、なんとか悪役をやっつけて、ハッピーエンドを目指すしかねえよな。
Okay, then we just have to take care of the bad person quickly and shoot for a happy ending.
逃げるより、戦う展開の方が熱いってもんだぜ。
It's more exciting to fight than to run.
でも主人公はただの女の子なんでございますわよね。
But the main character is just an ordinary little girl, right?
どうやって戦うんですの？
How can she fight?
今時の少女主人公は無力なんかじゃないよ。
Girls nowadays aren't powerless. They are girl bosses. Can't believe Takano had a daughter and she also takes up her charge of dealing with Hinamizawa syndrome. Volume 3 of her story gets really wild. That's crazy. Can't believe Takano got pregnant during all of this. That's insane.
一見塩らしい可憐な少女なんだけど、
She might appear to be a cute, weak girl,
秘められた秘密の超パワーを隠していて、
but she has secret hidden powers.
実は王家の血筋を引く S ランクのハンターで、
She's an S-rank hunter with the blood of royalty.
二つのは漆黒の打天使とかってのはどうよ。
And her nickname is the Ebony Fallen Angel.
はう、なんだか痛い中学生の創作みたいだね。
Not at the gun sound as she shoots down her beautiful idea. That sounds like the lame original character of some middle schooler. No! Mia, no! They reveal that the father was Akasaka all along. That's insane! Akasaka cheated on his wife. Sounds like peak slob. That sounds amazing. I think Mion should serialize that.
どうしたよ、ミオン。
She fucking collapsed. She passed out. Hey,
お
Mion.
腹でも痛えのかよ。
What's wrong? Do you have a stomachache or something?
どうせおじさんは永遠に孵化しないピッキなのさ。
Fine. This old man just isn't talented enough. Mion, you can do it. So when you read that manga 10 years from now, it may be so bitter you writhe in agony. I wonder if this is what Higurashi went through. He wrote something super cringe and then he read it 10 years later and he was like, oh my god, what did I write? Hi, Space. It's okay. Hi. Hope we're doing good today. I'm trying to think of how to summarize what happened today already. Akasaka and Oishi want to talk to Rika about the mysterious murders because Akasaka convinced Oishi that she told Akasaka 5 years before all of this happened who is going to die, and it came true. Then Hanyu told Rika all about what happened in the last world because she couldn't remember anything, not just the fact that Takano killed her, but anything from the last episode. Nothing she kept in her memories. And then they were like, oh, you should talk to everyone about it so that you can collect your allies and fight back against Takano. And then she talked to Irie, and now she's talking to the gang to piece everything together. But we already know everything that it happened and Takano's motive for it and everything. We also got a little scene with the... oh god, I forgot her name. Namura or something? The woman who was infiltrating Takano's mind, doing evil shenanigans to get her to kill everyone in Hinamizawa. And she's just trying to use her to, you know, gain some power within the Tokyo organization, because she will try to pin it on other people and other little like factions, and will get her faction to basically rise to the top. Yeah, Nomura was the name that we got, but she keeps, you know, using different names on the phone with people. So we don't really know if that is even her real name. Takano got Nomura brainworms, exactly. Yeah, and now Rika is talking to the gang, and she like wrapped everything up in a comic idea sort of way, and they're like giving her feedback for her comic, but it's actually real life.
ミオンが何を言ってるかよくわかりませんが、とにかく主人公の少女はか弱くて特別な必殺技とかはないのです。
I don't know exactly what Mion is trying to say, but anyway, the main character is a weak little girl and she doesn't have any special powers.
強いてあげれば、猫かぶりがうまいです。
If anything, she's good at acting innocent.
あと、すごく意地悪で、よく僕を辛いものでいじめますのです。
Also, she's mean and she abuses me with spicy food.
それはいい設定ね。
That sounds good.
早速今夜から実践するわ。
I'll try that starting tonight. That's really funny.
なるほど。等身大の主人公だってことは分かったぜ。
I see. So she's just a regular girl, huh?
でも、その主人公がこの陰謀に打ち勝つストーリーってのは、こりゃ難しいな。
But a story where a character like that beats such a conspiracy is going to be difficult.
無理無理、絶対に無理。
No way, no way, it's impossible.
最低でも武器全般が扱えて、無線技術にヘリの操縦くらいはできないと勝てるわけない。
You can win without at least gathering a variety of weapons and the skills to operate a radio and a helicopter.
さもなきゃ、某国の軍事顧問団に特訓を受けたサバイバル技術のプロとかね。
Either that or a professional survivalist who underwent special forces training with the Soviets. Well, I don't know if Akasaka trained with the Soviets, but he would be a good candidate for this. If bullying Hanyu is bad, then why is it so much fun? True, actually, I agree. Why is it so much fun to see her go, ow, ow, ow?
ジャングルに潜り込めば、わずかの武器とトラップだけで敵部隊を丸々混乱させられるくらいのやつとか。
That, or someone capable of causing confusion in their ranks with just a truck and a few weapons once they're in the jungle.
その主人公にミオンとサトコが友達だったなら、それで解決の気がしますのです。
I have a feeling that if Mion and Satoko were the main characters' friends, that would solve the problem right there. True.
Huh?
But I don't think they have all of this. Wow, 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 wow. It's like saying if crime is bad, then why is it so fun? Well, you know, committing a crime is illegal. Bullying Hanyu is not illegal, you know what I mean? It's a little different. You can't get thrown into prison for bullying. I mean, you can if you, like, overdo it, but, like, you'd have to really overdo it to get thrown into prison for bullying Hanyu. At that point, you should be thrown into prison. You can't overdo it. Only enough. There's a fine line. Hanyu doesn't have human rights. Yeah, because she's a goat. How else are we supposed to hear the ow 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 justified? Exactly.
おじさん
Huh? This old man?
そりゃおじさんがいりゃ話は変わってくるね。
Sure, if he was a character, it changed the whole story.
私はあらゆる戦闘技術、指揮技術がランク S。
My fighting techniques and leadership skills are unparalleled.
加えてこの村がその漫画の舞台だってなら、
Plus, if the story took place here in this village,
土地勘もランク S だしね。
my familiarity with the area is top-notch too.
さらにサトコを敵に回すってのはなお致命的だよ。
Besides, anyone who makes an enemy of Satoko is as good as dead. Well, yeah, as long as that person doesn't have a gun and shoots every one of you, yeah, maybe.
ねえ。
Ain't I right?
その悪役がどんな秘密部隊を従えてるか知りませんけど、
I don't know what kind of a secret unit this bad person has.
私のトラップ技術の前には物の数ではありませんでしたよ。
But they are nothing compared to my traps.
その主人公がどんな敵に追いかけられましても、私と一緒に裏山へ籠城してくだされば指一本触れさせませんわ。
If the main character and I barricaded ourselves in the hills, no enemy could lay his fingers on her.
うん。
Yeah.
サトコと裏山に籠城すれば、攻め手側は裏山を丸ごとえぐるくらいの艦砲射撃に、ハノイクラスの重爆撃は最低限必要だね。
If she holds up with Sadako in the hills behind us, then her assailants will need either a bombardment capable of crossing the whole thing, or a Hanoi-class heavy bomber at least. I do not know what a Hanoi-class heavy bomber is, but that sounds pretty strong.
そこまでやってからの裏山突入でも、なお手痛い損害を被るだろうね。
Even if they led with that before entering the mountain, they'd still take on severe casualties.
しかも作戦指示はあたし。
Furthermore, I'd be commanding the operations.
まあ、攻め手側には硫黄島上陸船クラスの損害を覚悟してもらうことになるだろうね。
Well, her assailants better be prepared for casualties on par with the Iwo Jima landing.
ねえ、佐藤子。
Right, Sadako? They're so silly, I love them.
私の芸術的裏山を破ろうと思ったら、核弾頭でもお持ち遊ばせ。
They better bring a nuclear warhead if they want to fight me in the hills. In the Silent
確か
Hills?
に、サトコの裏山はすごいですが、本当に山犬、悪役の手下たちをやっつけられるでしょうか。
True, Sadako would be amazing in the hills, but are you sure you can defeat the the bad person's helpers?
相手は荒ごとのプロなのですよ。
They are professionals, you know.
奇襲とトラップってのはね、相手が誰であっても非常に効果があるんだよ。
Surprise attacks and traps are effective against
ベ
anyone.
トナム戦争がいい例でしょ。
The Vietnam War is a good example.
世界最強の米軍が最高の装備で挑んだのに、あの密林には通用しなかった。
The US Army, the most powerful military in the world, couldn't stand up against the
土
jungle.
地勘のある人間が十重八重に張り巡らしたトラップというのはね、どんなベテランも絶対に侮らない恐ろしい防御力があるんだよ。
A multitude of traps set by someone who knows the area well will go a very long way. Well, it did help them in the last timeline, but unfortunately not for very long, since Takano just pulled out a gun and shot them all, but you know.
そのサトコのトラップは彼らにも通用するということ。
Are you saying Satoko's traps would work on them too?
もちろん。
Of course.
いや、それどころかベテランゆえに足止めの効果が大きいかもしれない。
Not only that, they'd be very effective.
トラップは引っ掛けるだけが効果じゃない。
The purpose of traps isn't just to ensnare their victims.
引っかかるかもしれないと怯えさせる効果も大きいんだよ。
They also make people extremely afraid. I can't stop bopping my head. This song is so good.
ベ
It's
テラン
really
ゆえ
fun.
に慎重にな
I'm
る。
sorry. I hope it's not too distracting. They're professionals, so they'll be extra careful.
ゆえに裏山への直接進行に彼らの指揮官は及び腰になるだろうね。
Therefore, their commander will become indecisive. He'll have to decide whether to go into the hills or not.
それはつまり相手が素人である時より時間が稼げるってことだからね。
That means we gain more time.
へへ、攻略には艦砲射撃くらいは必要ってわけだ。
So they would at least need a bombardment to capture us.
まさか戦争中じゃあるまいし、敵にはそこまではできないんだろ。
But this isn't war, so they probably wouldn't go that far. I definitely don't think that's possible. Anyway, Miyana's a professional when it comes to deciding on tactics, and she's saying that Sadako's traps will be more than effective, even against the mountain dogs. That's very reassuring.
トラップの弱点は防御にしか使えないことと設置に時間がかかること。
The flip side of traps is that they can only be used to defend, and it takes a long time to set them up.
そして無差別に発動してしまうことにあるんだけど、その点サトコの裏山は全ての条件を満たしているね。
Also, traps don't discriminate. Sadako's hills meet all the requirements, though.
そうだね。
That Mion sprite expression is so good. All of them are awesome. Mion is my favorite character out of all of them. I love her sprites, and her VA is also so good. That's true.
裏山に立ち入る人はいないし、すでにサトコちゃんのトラップでいっぱいだし。
Nobody goes into the hills, and Sadako-chan's traps are already everywhere.
逃げ込むだけですぐに籠城できるのはその主人公の大きな強みになるね。
The main character can barricade herself in by just going there.
そこにおじさんもいるわけなら、その籠城をただの立てこもりには使わないね。
If I'm going to be there, it won't just be a simple barricade.
敵の主力を引きつける何らかの陽動に使って、その隙に敵を叩く奇襲作戦でいく。
I'm going to use it as a diversion to draw away the enemy's main force and then launch a surprise attack.
敵を深く誘い、手薄になったところを背後から叩くのは迎撃反撃戦術の初歩だよ。
Drawing the enemy in deep and attacking from behind when their defenses are light is the rudimentary tactic for an ambush and counterattack.
水際撃退を絶対死守なんて石頭の極みだからね。
Repelling them at the beachhead is the height of hard-headedness.
はあ、みーちゃんとさとこちゃんすごいすごい。
Mii-chan and Sadako-chan are so cool. That is pretty cool that they can come up with that. It's kind of cute.
でも、レナとケイチくんだけ置いてきぼりだ。
But how? Keiichi-kun and I are left out.
なら僕たちが主人公ということにしましょうです。
Then all of us will be the main characters.
みんなで仲良くやっつけるのです。
We'll all fight them off together.
よっしゃ
There you go.
そうこなくっちゃな。
That's better.
なんだよ、俺たちまで加わるってことは、それって部活メンバー対悪の組織ってことになるわけかよ。
Hi, Shavix. Hi. Thank you for the 1 bit. We're doing it today. Now that we're all in on it, it's like this is the club members versus an evil organization, huh?
どんな悪役だか知らないけど、その悪役たちはついてないよ。
I don't know what kind of bad person this is, but I feel sorry for her and her friends.
どの程度の手勢か知らないけど。
No, I don't know how powerful they are.
正面からぶつかり合うならいざ知れず、私たちに血のりを使わせちゃったらこの村じゃ勝てないよ。
I want to listen to the laugh in full because I cut her off, I think.
どんな悪役だか知ら
Amazing.
ないけ
10
ど、
out of 10.
その悪役たち
Love
は
it.
ついてないよ。どの程度の手勢か知らないけど。
Hi, Pen. Hi. We're doing good today. Hola. Just woke up, so it's nice to see you. Good morning, then. Fighting face to face is one thing, but if we use our knowledge of the terrain, they have no chance of winning.
ひなみ沢で私たちに勝とうと思ったら、オーバーロードクラスの大作戦が欲しいところだからね。
If they want to defeat us here in Hinamizawa, they'll need to bring an overlord-class army to bear.
もっとも、我が部ならそれすら撃退するけどさ。
So, we'll fight off even that. Mion laughed and everyone nodded along. Amazing. I'm starting to think that if we try our best, we can defeat even the mountain dogs. If we fight directly, we'll be taken down immediately, even after we use a surprise attack. But if we set traps, and if we have enough of them, who knows?
ね、リカ。
Well, there's still the matter of guns. See, Rika?
みんなはとっても頼もしいのです。
Your friends are very reliable.
まったくね。
I wonder if Hanyu told Rika about the fact that they all got shot, but I don't know, maybe she didn't. You're
こ
right.
んなにも頼もしい味方に、どうして私は今まで打ち明けなかったのか。
I don't know why I never told him anything until now.
一人ではできないことでも、みんなでならできるのです。
Even if it's something you can't do alone, you can do it with your friends. Even if only a miracle can make it happen, if we all try our hardest, it can be done easily. That's what a miracle is. The heart is pounding. What is this emotion? I feel like nothing is impossible if I work together with them. Hanyu told me that in a different world, they defeated the worst scenario of all, the one where Teppei comes home. I don't remember, but something tells me deep inside that the exact same kind of miracle is about to happen in this world too.
み
What is Baumkuchen? It's, actually, that's a good question. I think it's just a kind of cake that kind of spirals visually. Does that make sense? And it looks like a tree stump. So Baum means tree in German, and it's supposed to look like a tree stump. It's a dessert. I've never had it, but it looks very delicious.
それにみんな
Me and everyone else too.
もっともっとアイデアが欲しいのです。
We want a lot more ideas.
僕たちがどうやったらこの陰謀に勝てるのか、もっともっと僕に教えてほしいのです。
How can we defeat this conspiracy? Please tell me a lot more. Let's go! Yeah, it's very popular in Japan. I don't think it's as popular here, but Japan loves it. It looks very yummy. Alright, there's gonna be an ad break in like 5 minutes, so let's take it now and then see if we can finish this chapter. I don't know if it's gonna be the same length as the last one, but I think we can maybe finish it if we lock in. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for the hydrate and for the posture check. I'll do that, I'll do all of that, and I'll be right back in like 3 minutes. Meowdy. Adjusting the volume as per usual. I really need to fix that, as I have to do with many other things. Alright. Thank you. Welcome back to 2. Let me actually sit down a little differently. Whoa. Okay, there we go. I'd only ask for Tomitake. I don't know why. This is so funny to me. Irie with that shirt is a sight to behold. I don't know. Like, no matter what sprite I look at, it's just... I hate that guy. I don't know why. But Irie had come with him. Irie must be bothered by what I had told him this morning, but he can't come to a conclusion on his own, so he wants Tomitake to listen to me too. After saying that he wouldn't interrupt us, Irie sat down a little distance away.
入江所長に聞いたよ。
He's so... He's lame! He's so lame! Ugh. That actually encapsulates how I feel about him very well. Thank you, Irom. I heard from the director,
どうして
Irie.
君は高野さんを疑ってるんだい？
Why are you suspicious of
だっ
Takano-san?
てそんなことをしたら大変なことになるのを一番よく知っているのが高野さんじゃないか。
She knows better than anyone that your death would cause a disaster.
それに高野さんは君や聡子ちゃんにあれだけ親切にしてくれたんじゃないのかい？
Besides, Takano-san has been very good to you, and Satoko-chan, right?
なのに命を狙ってるように感じるなってちょっと高野さんに悪いようには思わないかな。
And to say this about her now, don't you think that's a little ungrateful? I expected this from Tomitake. If I was in the same mood as I was in this morning, I probably wouldn't have continued. But having expected this, I'm able to continue without getting upset.
富武、正直に答えてください。
Tomitake, please be honest with me.
そして真剣に考えてください。
Why is that automated? It was automated for evil woman. Tomitake blinded by love for evil woman. True. True. Tomitake, please be honest with me. I want you to really think about it too.
正常な高野なら僕を殺すようなことは絶対にないと思いますですが、今の高野は絶対に僕を殺さないという保証はありますですか？
Of course, Takano wouldn't kill me under normal circumstances, but can you absolutely guarantee that she would never do so?
それはどういう意味だい？
What do you mean?
高野はひなみ沢症候群の研究に生涯をかけてる。
Takano has devoted her life to the research of the
それ
syndrome.
は事実。
Isn't that true?
うん。
Yeah.
ここだけの話、ひなみ沢症候群の研究は彼女が中心なんだよ。
Just between you and me, she's the most important person at this
入江
institution.
所長は表向きのトップで、研究の一番の中心は高野さんなんだ。
Director Irie's position is just a formality, and Takano-san is the one who's really leading the research.
これは内緒だけど、実はひなみ沢症候群は 彼女のおじいさんが見つけたものなんだよ。
This is supposed to be a secret, but the syndrome was discovered by her grandfather.
高野さんはそのおじいさんを特に尊敬していてね。
Takano-san respects him greatly.
その研究を自分が受け継いで完成させると意気込んで入江機関を設立したんだよ。
And she opened the Irie Institute so she could continue and complete his research.
そんな高野にとって研究の方針が変わり3年で研究を終了と宣言された現在の状況はどんな気持ちなの？
Twitch does not support women's wrongs. It does not. So how does she feel now about being told that the project will be shutting down within 3 years?
高野は単身上京して研究の続行を訴えたけど却下されたんでしょう。
Takano even went to Tokyo and requested an extension, but it was denied, right?
それは高野にとって自分の人生を否定されたことと同じ。
Couldn't you say then that the meaning of her life itself is being denied?
とても傷ついたんじゃないの？
Don't you think she's hurt?
リカちゃん、君はどこでそれを？
Rika-chan, where did you hear all that? Tomitaka went silent for a moment. He must have realized that I'm not just saying random things.
確かに高野さんが新理事会に説明しに行ってかなり悪い評価をされたという話は聞いてるよ。
It is true that Takano-san went to see the board of directors and that she was evaluated extremely poorly.
伝え聞く話だと相当研究をバカにされたらしい。
According to what I've heard, they really ridiculed her work.
予算食いの無駄な研究だみたいに言われてね。
She was told that the research project was a waste of money.
彼女は気丈を装ってるけどかなり傷ついたと思う。
She's been acting normally, but I think she was really hurt by it, yeah.
でしょ？
See?
そんな高野がどうせ打ち切られる研究なんだからと自暴自棄にならないなんて絶対に言えるの？
So how can you be so sure that she won't become desperate thinking that her research is going to be shut down anyway?
いや高野さんに限ってありえないよ。
No, not
あ
Takano-san.
りえない。
That's impossible. He's talking just the way that Irie was talking. That's the same thing that Irie said. He kept saying that it was impossible, yet he couldn't deny it completely. He repeated the same phrase over and over to refute that possibility. In fact, even though we know Takano is the enemy, we can only guess at her motive. The only way to find out is to tie her down and make her confess. But there is meaning in making Tomitaka become suspicious of Takano. It's even important to do that so that he'll become my enemy. My enemy? Yeah, of course. My ally. Of course, this is also a strategy devised by our club leader.
確かに少々恐ろしい想像ではあるけれどそれでも高野さんがそんなことをして得をすることはないよ。
They know it's very possible. Yeah, they know her and they know that she would be capable of doing something like that, but they don't want to believe it because, you know, Tomitaka, for one, has romantic feelings for her, so he doesn't want to believe that she would be capable of doing something so fucked up. And, well, Irie is Irie. It's rather a scary thing to imagine, but Takano-san won't gain anything from your death.
自暴自棄になりたい彼女の気持ちには少し理解できるけどそれでも彼女にだって理性というものがある。
I can understand her becoming desperate, but she has self-control.
彼女もその辛い気持ちを時間で癒せるさ。
Time heals all wounds.
昇進の人はたぶらかされやすいということはありませんですか？
Isn't it easier to deceive the heartbroken?
たぶらかされるとはどういう意味だい？
Deceive? What do you mean?
富武、僕が死んだら大変なことになりますね。
Tomitaka, if I die, something terrible will happen, right?
緊急マニュアルが執行され村が丸ごと抹殺される。
An emergency manual will be executed and the whole village will be destroyed.
えそうなのかい？
Is that right?
僕は知らなかったな。
I had no idea. Tomitaka isn't good at covering his lies. It shows that he's bad at hiding things, since he's innately honest. Well, good thing he works for a secret organization with a secret, projects that they work on. Very good, yeah. Which makes him a nice person.
入江に聞いていますから知ってますです。
Irie told me already.
時間がもったいないのでごまかしっこはなしにしましょうです。
I don't want to waste time, so let's be open about this, okay?
その緊急マニュアルはあくまでも最後の手段ですから、それを実行すれば大変なことになりますですね。
The emergency manual is a last resort, so if it's actually executed, it'll be a disaster, right? Tomitaka seemed to be wondering if he should confirm the existence of the emergency manual, but the fact that Edie had already told me about it, combined with me being the queen carrier, prompted him to confirm it, albeit hesitantly.
ああ、大変なことになるよ。
Yeah, it'll be a disaster.
村を一つ消し去るなんて簡単なことじゃない。
It's not easy to erase an entire
危
village.
険な橋をいくつも渡らなければならないし、仕方がないとはいえ人道的に許されることじゃない。
We'll have to cross several dangerous bridges, and it's not even humane if it becomes necessary.
本当に大変なことになるよ。
It truly will be a disaster, and you won't even live to see it, Tomitake.
単刀直入に言います。
I'll be straight with you.
その緊急マニュアルで得をする人間がいるはずなのです。
Someone will benefit from that situation.
まさか
No way.
いるはずがないよ。
There can't be.
それどころか責任問題やら何やらに発展し、場合によっては東京だけでなく政府内の問題にも発展しかねない。
There won't be any gains. It'll develop into a hunt for blame, and in the worst case, the problem might even expand past Tokyo and into the government. Well, maybe that's exactly the goal. Yeah, you ever think about that? How is it that middle schoolers get this idea, but people working in a special defense unit don't come to this conclusion that that could be something that could happen?
となれば、その騒ぎで得をする人がいるのではありませんか。
In which case, there's someone who will benefit from that commotion, isn't there?
緊急マニュアルが執行されるようなことになれば、執行はやむなく行うが、
If the emergency manual is executed, there will be someone forced to sign off on
そ
it.
の後、そうしなければならない状況に陥らせた人間たちへの責任追及が始まる。
And afterward, they'll start an investigation into the people who allowed the situation to get to that
具
point.
体的に言うと、入江機関を統括している上の連中ね。
To be specific, those in charge of organizing the Idia Institute.
その黒幕たちが責任を追及され、東京で失脚するということは、
Won't those manipulators be forced to take the blame and be driven out of Tokyo?
どうだろう。
I'm not sure.
ポストは有限。
There's a limited number of posts.
狙う人間は常にいる。
People are constantly vying for
そ
them.
れを奪うために、緊急マニュアルという危険な爆弾の導火線に火をつけてみようという人たちがいてもおかしくないんじゃないかしら。
So, would it be that strange if there was someone hoping to steal a seat by lighting a fuse on this dangerous bomb we call the emergency manual?
自分は安全な場所に隠れていて、すべて吹き飛ばした後、空いたポストにちゃっかり座る。
They could remain hidden in a safe place and smugly fill the empty seat after everything's blown up. All this is what Mion suggested. She didn't know a thing about Tokyo, yet she struck its core so hard even Tomitaka was shaken. Mion is the greatest commander and strategist our club could ever have. Tomitaka folded his arms and, he's starting to lose his cool. I think he realizes that what I'm saying isn't mere
確かに
nonsense.
最近東京である大物が死去してね。
It's true that a big shot in Tokyo just passed away.
それに伴い後釜をめぐって派閥抗争がとても激しくなっているんだ。
He left a power vacuum, and there's a political struggle going on over it.
入江機関のクライアントであるアルファベットの理事会も粛清と呼ばれるほどの人事の大刷新があってね。
Even the Idia Institute's client, the Alphabet Project, had its board of directors purged and reformed.
それで旧派閥の庇護を受けていた入江機関はやり玉に挙げられて研究の即時中止が決められたみたいな話はあるんだよ。
So there's been talk of immediately shutting down the research in order to make an example of the Idia Institute since it was supported by the old faction.
そんな中、もし私が死に、緊急マニュアルが執行されなくてはならなくなったら、
So if I die and the emergency manual is executed,
入江機関と
その黒幕の理事会、そしてそれを要する派閥は必ず責任を追及される。
The ED Institute and the board of directors behind it, as well as the faction that supports them, will be held responsible.
本来ならひなみざわ症候群などという危険な爆弾の存在は東京以外は誰も知らないから安全だけど、
Normally, the Hinamizawa syndrome and other dangerous bombs associated with it are safe because only Tokyo knows about them.
東京の中に敵ができた場合に限り、その敵にとってひなみざわはあまりに簡単に爆発できる爆弾となる。
But when there's an enemy within Tokyo itself, Hinamizawa becomes a bomb that's all too easy to detonate.
それはリカちゃんの創作かい？
Is that something you made up, Rika-chan?
創作ですか？
Is it a
事実
fabrication?
ですか？
Or is it the truth? This is like X Factor.
どうだろ
I don't know.
う。でも今の東京のゴタゴタを見ていると、なるほど、そんな恐ろしい絵を描いている連中がいたとしても、いや、ありえるかもしれない。
I don't know, but if I think about what's going on in Tokyo, I guess it is possible for some people to think things like that.
富武、
X Factor mentioned. It was so cool. I used to love watching that as a kid. It was a really good show.
富武はいい人です。
Ist das die Wahrheit oder alles nur frei erfunden? It was so good. The guy, like, I think the show itself isn't German, right? I never realized if it was dubbed or not. But the German dub, I think it was dubbed, was pretty good. That was really cool. That show scared me so much. It was pretty scary. It was pretty scary, yeah. But I loved it. Like, as a kid, I was like, damn, this is kind of an awful thing to watch right before school, but I love it. It was his performance. It was so good. I miss it so much. Yeah, me too. I recently watched some clips of it on YouTube. I think it still holds up to this day. It was pretty good. Also, hello, Revel. Hi, hope you're doing good. Your username is a different color today. Tomitake, you are a good person.
親しい友人のことを信じる。とてもいい人だと思います。
You're a very good person who believes in his close friend.
だから、そんな富武にこう言えば、受け入れてもらえないことは分かってる。
So I know if I say these things to that Tomitake, you'll never accept them.
でも、入江機関への監査役である富武2位に、僕は
Nini.
訴えねばなりません。
But I have to bring this up with First Lieutenant Tomitake, auditor for the Idiot Institute.
まさか
You aren't saying,
それで高野さんだというのかい？
are you saying that it's Takano-san?
はい。研究の継続を却下された高野は、自分の人生を否定され、さらには理事会からこき下ろされて、とても傷ついています。
Yes, her request was denied as was her own life. Not only that, she was denounced by the board of the directors, so she's very hurt.
それはいつもそばにいる富武なら分かっているはずです。
You should know that since you're always with her, Tomitake. I was playing around with name colors. Yeah, sometimes I see the same people in chat and they suddenly have a different color and it throws me off. So I noticed that it's not as red as it was before. It's now orange.
その昇進の高野に、彼女を利用したい何者かが接触し、そそのかすというようなことはありませんですか？
Is there any chance that someone seeking to use that heartbroken Takano approached her and has instigated her interaction?
傷ついた人は、自分を理解してくれる人に心を許してしまいやすい。
People who are hurt often open their hearts to whoever claims to understand them.
高野に東京での混乱を目論む何者かが接触して取り入り、何かを焚きつけたかもしれないのです。
Someone like that might have approached Takano to start something that will lead to chaos in Tokyo. I like that this guy is having it explained to him by a literal 12-year-old, and he's like, oh, I didn't know that was possible. I never even assumed that this was possible. Tomitake insisted that Takano-san would never do that. He repeated it a few more times, but then he fell silent again. Tomitaka is an adult. He must have experienced some heartbreaking events himself. That's why he can understand that Takano is very hurt. That it's possible that someone is using her.
リカちゃんの言い分は分かったよ。
No one likes to think of the worst case, but isn't it like literally his job to pay attention to this sort of thing? I mean, he's part of that organization and he comes here to check on them and like discuss decisions and next steps with them. So he should be there to observe them and see how they're doing and like, you know, see when shit is going south. He's clearly bad at his job. Yeah, he's kind of not good at it. He's falling in love with his coworker. And he can't lie for shit. This guy is kind of bad at what he does. I understand what you want to say.
僕も高野さんを本当の意味で信じるために、そういう疑いがないことを先に晴らしておく必要があるね。
Also, he does some really weird shit. He like breaks into the ritual storehouse just out of fun. to I don't know, get with Takano. I don't know. He would literally murder with her. Actually, no, he wouldn't. He said no. At least he does have a little bit of a mind of his own. Sounds fun. Honestly, I would have broken in too. It does sound fun. But that, you know, that just means he's even worse at his job. I would still do it. I would still do it even if it was my job. It's just fun. Tomitaka do be a little freaky. It's okay. We accept him. I understand what you want to say. I should clear some issues first before I can truly trust Takano-san, huh?
富田家
すぐに山犬の小此木くんと東京に連絡して高野さんの近辺に不審な動きがないか確認させるよ。
Don't do that! Don't do that! Not Okonogi. He's in on it too! I get in touch with both Okonogi-kun from the Mountain Dogs and the Tokyo office to see if there have been some suspicious reports regarding Takano-san lately.
山犬は傍聴が専門だから。
Don't do that. The Mountain Dog's specialty is counterintelligence after all.
ダメです。
No.
山犬も高野の手先です。
The Mountain Dogs are on Takano's side.
なんだって？
What?
高野を懐柔するような相手です。
This is someone who persuaded Takano.
もちろん山犬にだって手を打っています。
Of course they've taken measures for the Mountain Dogs as well.
あ、それはありえない話じゃない。
There he goes again. That isn't possible.
山犬は傍聴部隊。
The Mountain Dogs are a special counterintelligence unit.
仮に入江機関に内通者がいても、彼らが任務についている限り、とても困難なはず。
Even if there was a collaborator in the Irie Institute, it would be very difficult so long as they were attending to their duties.
なら、山犬ごとということもありえるのか。
But if the Mountain Dogs themselves were, can that be?
しかし。
But
富田家、高野と山犬に内緒で調べてください。
Tomitaka, please look into both Takano and the Mountain Dogs.
入江は僕の味方ですが、東京については詳しくありません。
Irie is on my side, but he doesn't know much about Tokyo.
はい。
That's true.
私は一研究者に過ぎません。
I'm just a researcher.
所長という肩書きも彼らの都合でもらったお飾りに過ぎないことを認めます。
I know my position is just a formality for their convenience.
ですから私ではリカさんの疑念を晴らしてあげることができません。
That's why I can't clear Rika-san's suspicions by
わ
myself.
かりました。
I understand.
万が一入江機関が謀反を起こす可能性だって予見されてないわけじゃない。
I've been told that there is a possibility the Irie Institute could become rebellious.
そのために僕が送られてきているんだからね。
That's the reason why I'm here. And he didn't even look out for signs. He's incredible. That's literally why he came here in the first place, and he didn't even realize anything. Awesome. Awesome stuff, buddy.
高野さんと山犬の近辺について至急調査させるよ。
I'll start investigating Takano-san and the Mountain Dogs right away.
僕の話を信じてくれてあ
Thank
り
you
がと
for
うです。
believing me.
僕の話を信じてくれたのはこれが初めてなのです。
This is the first time you actually have. I've been laughed away in many worlds, but Tomitaka finally listened to me. He will be a very strong ally in the fight against Takano. Also, I'm grateful for my friends who prepared me to talk to him. I got information on the current situation from Irie, had my friends analyze it, and because of that managed to get Tomitake to listen. Just as Hanyu said, I couldn't have done anything if I'd kept thinking about it all alone. But after talking to my friends, things are already changing.
実は今日からしばらくの間、身を隠そうと思いますです。
Actually, I'm going into hiding starting today. That's bad because Akasaka wants to look for her today to talk to her. But if she's just gone, then that's bad. Or maybe it'll be good because then they'll be more suspicious. But if Rika could just outright tell them that it's Takano, maybe that would be more efficient. This kind of seems like it could be a hindrance to the police side of things.
ミーの家には秘密の地下があり、好都合なのです。
Actually, I'm going into hiding starting today. Mion's house has a secret basement that's perfect for that. I haven't talked to Mion about it yet, but I think she'll understand my request now.
なので、何かあったらミーに連絡してください。
So, if you find anything, please get in touch with her.
僕は今日から当分の間、行方不明ということにしてくださいです。
Starting today, please act like I've gone missing.
了解したよ。
Understood.
僕もそれが安全だと思う。
I think that's safest too.
僕は普段通り振る舞うよ。
I'll act like I usually do. Says the guy who literally can't lie to a child, but okay.
不審がられないためにね。
So people don't grow suspicious.
もちろん用心はする。
Though, I'll be careful, of course.
入江所長も普段通りにしてください。
Dr. Irie, please act normal as well.
ですが、常に用心を。
But always be on your guard.
わかりました。
I understand.
せいぜい用心します。
I'll be very cautious.
富武、気をつけて。
Tomitake, please be careful yourself.
あなたは近日中に暗殺される気がしますです。
I have a feeling you might be assassinated within a few days. This is the part that he has never taken seriously. Please, hear what I'm saying.
わかった。
Okay,
特に用心するよ。
I'll be extra careful.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Yes, he believes us! Hell yeah! Then Tomitake turned around all of a sudden. Irie and I sensed something odd from his behavior and grew tense. What? Then we heard some footsteps. We've been so careless. Did somebody overhear us? Did Takano and her people hear what we were saying? Oh my god! Hell yeah! Okay, all of my doubts and my fear washed away. All of it is gone. I'm so happy. I will never forget that laugh as long as I live.
こんにちは。
Hello, hello.
これは珍しい面々ですね。
What an interesting group.
入江先生に富武さんに理香さん。
Dr. Irie, Tomitake-san, and Rika-san.
私もひなみ沢に出入りして長いですが、なんとも珍しい取り合わせです。
Oishi. I miss him saying domo, domo. He hasn't said it in a while. Now he's gone to konnichiwa. At least he isn't saying konnichiwa minasan. Mina slimes, actually. Revel, your name is red again. You're back to normal. I've been to Hinamizawa quite often, but I've never seen you three together before.
これはこんにちは。
Oh, hello.
大石さん。
Oishi-san.
あれ？
Huh?
今日は綿流し準備会の打ち合わせでしたか？
Is today the meeting day for Watanagashi?
にしてはまだだいぶ早い時間ですね。
It's still so early. Irie tried to change the subject, but obviously Oishi had heard everything. Oh, nope. Tomitake from Tokyo is okay, but it's too early for Oishi from the police department to get involved. Things are already complicated. Why does he have to show up now? Anyway, this isn't good.
いえね。
Well,
ご自宅にお伺いしましたら、北条さんにこちらにおられるとお聞きしたもので。
when I went to your house, Hojo-san told me you were here.
そしたら、皆さんの密会にばったりと出くわしてしまったというわけだったのです。
and I happened to run into your secret meeting.
いやー、お邪魔をしてしまったようで申し訳ございませんですね。
Sorry to bother you, though. He's such a character. I love this guy. The air froze, leaving only silence. The way Oishi is speaking makes it obvious that he's trying to sniff things out. I bet he only heard a part of our conversation, so he can't grasp exactly what we were talking about. That's why he's trying to make us confess the whole thing.
皆さん、そんなおっかない目で見ないでください。
He's so unlikable. I hate him. But I love him at the same time. I don't know why he's like that. Come now, don't look at me like that.
照れちゃいます。
I'm getting embarrassed.
いえね。
Well,
今日来た理由は他でもありません。
I brought someone with me
リ
today.
カさんに懐かしいお友達を連れてきたのですよ。
Someone Rika-san would love to see again.
リカさん覚えててくれるかな。
I wonder if you remember Rika-san.
忘れちゃってたら彼はるばる来てくれたのに泣いちゃうかもしれません。
Because if you don't, he might even start crying. What? Who? I can only think of one person. But did he ever come here in June 1983? Yup, one time. But who else would come visit me?
さあさあ、どうぞどうぞ。
Come on in. Oishi encourages a what? I need to look that up. A virile? Is that how you say it? Virile, sorry. Oishi encourages a virile young man to enter. He looked a lot more mature than the last time I saw him. What does that even mean? I looked it up, but then I didn't look at the meaning of it. Excuse me? A virile man, especially a young man, is full of sexual strength and energy in a way that is considered attractive. Excuse me? Okay, it also has a different meaning. I think this one may be more fitting. Powerful, strong, and energetic. But it apparently has a very special meaning in a sexual sense when referred to, like, when it like refers to a man. What? Okay, I understand. I see. This game has really interesting vocabulary. Like, yeah, why did you choose this word when specifically used, like, in a context with a man? It means that. Why? What is that insinuating? Yeah, like, hello? I don't think it was Rikishi's intention. I think it's just a poor choice of word, maybe. He looked a lot more mature than the last time I saw him.
覚えていてくれてありがとう、リカちゃん。
Thank you for remembering me, Rika-chan.
今度は東京へ帰れなんて言わないだろ。
You won't tell me to go back to Tokyo this time, will you? Maybe Oishi is just Shinzo Abe in disguise. Who's Shinzo Abe? Shinzo Abe. Oh, is that the... Oh, it's a former Prime Minister of Japan. Why are you saying that? Honestly, now that I look at pictures of Shinzo Abe, he kind of does look like Oishi. Maybe it's just the old man vibes. I'm not sure. You won't tell me to go back to Tokyo this time, will you? Aww.
君のメッセージ、ちゃんと覚えていたよ。
I remember how you helped me.
あるいは一度忘れてしまったのかもしれない。
Or rather, maybe I forgot at some point.
でもそれを忘れたらきっとものすごく後悔するに違いないんだ。
But if I forgot about it completely, I would regret it.
だからちゃんと思い出したよ。
So I recalled it.
君が教えてくれたからユキエに電話して彼女が事故に遭わなかった。
You told me to call Yukie, and because I did, she avoided getting in an accident.
だから君はユキエの恩人なんだ。
You saved her life.
その恩を私は今返しに来たんだ。
And I'm here now out of gratitude.
本当に長いこと忘れていた気がする。
I feel like I've forgotten about it for a very long time. The terminology is actually not that uncommon for discussing young men, though it's a bit antiquated now. It's one of those primal men things. Okay, I see. Understand, thank you.
でもようやく思い出したよ。
But now I finally remember.
長いこと待たせてすまなかったね。
Sorry to make you wait for so long.
本当に長いこと待たせやがったです。
That's right, you make me wait forever.
そしてこんな最後の最後の世界で本当に都合よく帰ってきやがったのです。
And now you show up in this final world. You waited until the very last minute. How dare you?
赤坂
Oh,
赤坂
I feel so bad for her.
私は無条件で君の味方だ。
It's so sweet. I like the relationship these two have. It's very cute. You got assassinated 4 years ago. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Didn't say that when I looked him up. Good to know, good to know. I'm your ally no matter what.
君のどんな不思議な話も信じるよ。
I'll believe everything you tell me.
そして君の命を狙うという敵を必ず打ち砕いてみせる。
And I will defeat whoever is trying to kill you. Akasaka remembered some strange things as he talked to me. He remembered the sad world where he lost his wife working on the kidnapping case in Hinamizawa. He forgot about me because of the despair and only remembered me remembered her afterwards? What? He regretted not being able to do anything for me. That memory from a different world brought Akasaka here. Akasaka calls himself my ally. That means a lot to me, since I never thought I'd have any allies at all. I can only bury my face in Akasaka's chest and cry.
いや、
This
私は
fucking
見てま
guy.
せんよ。
I hate him. He broke the fucking moment! Why would you? They only sentenced this assassin this year as well. Oh, that's pretty late. Yeah, that takes a long time. Damn. Yeah, Oishi ruined the moment! What's wrong with this guy? I haven't seen
東
anything.
京に奥さんがいるのに、平見沢にこんな幼妻の現地妻がいたなんて知りません？
I don't know about you having such a young wife here in Hinamizawa when your wife's back in Tokyo. What the fuck?
知りませんよ。
Nope, don't know a thing.
大井さん、違うんです。そういうのじゃないんです。
Oishi-san, no, this isn't what you think. Of course it's not!
赤坂赤坂赤坂赤坂
Man. So sad, and then Oishi drops shit like that. Hello, Gallo. Hi. Hope you're doing good today. Man, I feel so happy? I don't know if I should feel sad or happy. She must have completely given up on him showing up, and since she didn't remember that he showed up in the last world, he had no idea. She had no idea. Oh, hello, Rice. Thank you for the raid. I was hoping that I would get to raid you. I didn't get to raid you again, but I hope you had a good stream. Hope Dead by Daylight and Peak were fun. Hello, Last X. Hello, Rice. Did you guys win? I saw that you died at some point and Last X had to continue. I don't know if you won. I didn't get to see it, unfortunately. But I hope it was good. We're in a very emotional moment, but Oishi already ruined it, so whatever. I complained that I couldn't defeat Takano alone. Anyu admonished me. She told me that if we put our strength together and all believed in the same thing, we could make a miracle happen. I didn't believe her. But after I talked to Irie, my friends, and Tomitake, things were getting better and better. And now Akasaka's here too. Was Akasaka supposed to be coming back? Or is this a miracle? Miracles do occur. This man never helped me even once before, yet he might be my most dependable ally. Now he's back and he's even telling me he's my ally no matter what. Very sweet. Their relationship is so cute. It's a very emotional moment for Rika, hoping for eternities for Akasaka to return anger, sadness, and happiness. Yeah, because she asked him like so many years ago to help her, you know? He was like the first person that she asked, and now he's finally here. It's so cute. It's such a good moment. I revived him, but we starved. Oh, in the mesa. Oh, that's so sad. It's okay. You'll get him next time. Didn't you die in the mesa last time too? It's a rough place. I think I know this part. I didn't know that you knew Higurashi. Did you, like, watch the anime at some point? Mesa got hands, yeah. The last time I played Peak, I played with Mika, and we also got to the Mesa, and then we just died. It was, kind of rough. I think I just, like, you know how there's that, like, split in the middle of the map where you have to, like, cross to be able to keep climbing? I fell down that immediately, and then I think Mika just blew up. It was very funny.
Ne?
What? Why is she here? Transparent. See?
起こるのです。
It
奇
happens.
跡は
Miracles really do occur.
起こるね。
Wait, can they still communicate like this even though she isn't physically here? That's very interesting. I binge watched the anime during the summer. The fever dreams I had were something else. All right, I think I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, it's quite an experience. I think the anime just, you know, showing everything and being so graphic is what really traumatized me as a kid for a while. I had nightmares for a really long time. But it's really good still. You're right.
起こせるね。
You can make them happen.
まだまだ。まだまだ力を合わせたなら。もっと奇跡は起こるのかな。
If we keep putting our strength together, do you think even more miracles will happen?
そしたら
Then
昭和58年の呪いを打ち破れるくらいの奇跡を起こせるのかな。
do you think we can make a miracle happen and defeat the curse of 1983?
起こせますです。
Yes.
だって昭和58年6月はみんなが手を取り合わないと破れないのですから。
Because we can smash through June of 1983 only by putting everyone's strength together. Hanyu, who used to be just a bystander, is now persuading me. She's admonishing me for pretending to fight while I, too, was actually just a sulky bystander.
大丈夫かいリカちゃん。
Are you okay, Rika-chan?
ごめんなのです。
Yes, sorry about that.
ちょっと懐かしかったので取り乱してしまいましたです。
Seeing you brought back so many memories that I lost my cool.
み
Meep. I wiped my tears and tried to hide my embarrassment. Higurashi continued to cry. I can't believe it. Every time he writes this line, it gets me. It's so cool. Higurashi are crying. Oh my god. The title drop every single time. Telepathy for the win. This could come in handy when Hanyu's elsewhere. Yeah, I didn't even know that worked. I wonder what the hag thinks of Hanyu and the other elderly for that matter. I wonder if they're even aware of her. Oh my god. Higurashi have been trying to remind me of something very important. I feel like they had taught me something important and my eyes grew teary again. Alright, these guys are here too. I forgot. Hi.
これは驚いた。
I'm surprised.
リカちゃんに素敵な彼氏がいたものだね。
Dude, what is wrong with these people? I didn't know you had such a wonderful boyfriend. Go die.
自己紹介します。
Let me introduce myself.
私は赤坂守。
I'm Mamoru Akasaka.
警視庁公安部の資料室第7室に勤めています。
I work in Case Records Room 7 of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's Public Security Bureau. That is the
東京
name.
の公安部資料室は確か内調別室並みの極秘部門ではありませんでしたか？
Aren't the case record rooms in Tokyo's Public Safety Bureau a secret department on par with the CIRO? I don't know what that means. I don't think Tomitake means it in that way. Still, I think it's so weird. I don't know. Like fucking Oishi's like, oh my god, I didn't know you had a wife here in Hinamizawa. And then Tomitake is like, oh my god, I didn't know you had a boyfriend from Tokyo.
秘密警察の批判もあるような極秘の強行捜査部隊だったはずです。
I believe it's a top secret investigation unit that some have criticized as being secret police. What department would be foolish enough to slap secret onto the name for the secret division? Real secret divisions have boring names meant to fool the average person. That's true for Akasaka's department too. It's called a reference room, but they don't manage documents.
お詳しいですね。
I thought that it was a weird name. Yukishi do be weird for writing this? Yeah, I mean, he does write it with Iria the same way too, which is why Iria comes off as a big creep. And I don't know, I know that he doesn't mean it seriously. I know that they're supposed to be jokes. I'm not that naive to think that they actually think that this is seriously the kind of relationship that they have, but I still think it's weird. I'm still creeped out by it.
公安部資料室の正体を知っている方がいらっしゃるとは思いませんでした。
You seem to know quite a lot about us. I didn't think there'd be someone who knows the true identity of the public safety department.
先ほどのお話から察するに、どうやら訳ありの方とお見受けします。
Judging from the conversation you were having, I take it you have your own reasons for that.
いや、ちょっとマニアでしてね。
I'm into stuff like that.
たまたま知っていただけなんですがね。
I just happen to know, that's all. Me when I lie. He always acts the same way when he's lying.
富武さん、この際だから本当の自己紹介をしちゃいません？
Tomitake-san, why don't you reveal your identity,
私もあなたがただの旅行写真家じゃないだろうってずっと思ってきましたから。
I, for one, always figured you weren't just some traveling photographer.
いやいや、そんなことはないですよ。
No, that is the truth.
僕は写真が趣味なだけのただの。
I just like taking pictures, that's all. Yeah, okay. What a waste of time this conversation is. This is the final world after all.
富武は僕たちと東京の間をつなぐ連絡のお仕事なのです。
Tomitake is the one who's connecting us and Tokyo. I can't believe Rika just added him.
でも僕の味方なのです。
But he's my ally just the same.
リカさん。
Tomitake and Irie yelled simultaneously. To them, it's an extremely important secret, and if someone were to find out, they'd get eliminated by the mountain dogs. But it's okay now. There's no point of continuing to have suspicions and doubts. I've seen enough of that. It's already obvious Tomitake isn't telling the truth, but he's still trying to deny what I just said. We did always have the suspicion about Tomitake even very early on. I mean, yeah, just by the way that he dresses and everything, and the way that he acts, that he just can't lie. It's very obvious that there's something wrong with him. I did figure that he may have been, like, part of the military, since he can, like, I don't know, he opened that lock for the ritual storehouse, not shrine, and you know, his military attire, and doesn't he like have the necklace too and everything? It's very weird.
入江所長さんでしたね。
You're Director Irie, right?
5年ほど前、私が誘拐犯たちとの乱闘で怪我をした時、お世話になりました。
Thank you for taking care of me when I was injured 5 years ago.
あの時は丁寧な治療を本当にありがとうございました。
You really did a great job treating my wounds.
あの時の。
Ah, now I remember.
いえいえ、自分の仕事をしたまでですよ。
No, don't mention it. I only did my job.
そして入江診療所には入江機関という別名もある。
Yeah, some kind of special forces. The Irie Clinic is also known as the Irie Institute.
そうですね。
Right?
いえ、どうでしょう。
Well, I mean...
入江先生、もう隠し子はなしにしましょう。
Come now, Dr. Irie. It's no
私た
use.
ち、さっきしっかりと聞いちゃってるんですから。
We already heard it all earlier.
先ほど入江機関のクライアントのアルファベットとおっしゃいましたね。
You were saying that the Irie Institute's client is the Alphabet Project, right?
実は皆さんがお話になられなくてもその一部始終を存じております。
I don't need to hear it from you. I already know everything.
つい最近まで私の第7室は巨額の裏金ルートとそれを牛耳る黒幕たちを内偵していました。
Up until just recently, Room 7 was investigating the men behind it and their means for funneling vast sums of money.
アルファベットプロジェクトとはその裏金ルートのうちの一つです。
The Alphabet Project was one of their tunnels. Hmm. Sorry, I was just trying to understand the sentence because he was like, yeah, we were looking into the Alphabet Project and the men behind it were funneling vast sums of money and they were using the Alphabet Project for one of their tunnels. And I was like, yeah, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be researching them. But I think that just means that they have different tunnels to also funnel bigger sums of money through. I was just trying to understand what he was getting to. This is very interesting because Akasaka, a different good party from Tokyo, is now involved as well. So it's like the Special Forces Department fighting each other. I still like struggle to grasp what the organization of Tokyo really is because it's not a proper government organization, is it? It's like there is some bureaucrats in there and like some political parties are definitely involved, but it's not an official party, is it? Unless it is, and I'm not fully grasping how big the organization really is. Because it's nothing official as far as I'm aware. Some official parties are involved, but it's nothing, like the organization itself isn't, I think. It's kind of hard to understand what exactly it is, but yeah. Akasaka is from an official Tokyo organization. The police. Or, I guess, something a little bit more than the police. Akasaka is holding the top secret document he got his hands on a few days ago. This document records how certain people were given public funds from ministries and government offices for assisting with various projects. These masterminds claimed that they were attempting to revitalize Japan by using secret money and secret methods, but that was a lie even amongst themselves. The masterminds of these projects were making an enormous profit off of them. If that became public knowledge, Japan would be shaken to the core and the government would be overthrown. That was what they were told, and that was why the reason why the investigation was discontinued.
最初にお断りしておきますが、第7室のこの調査はすでに中断され、私たちはその任を解かれています。
First of all, I want to tell you one thing. The investigation by Room 7 has been shut down, and we are no longer working on the case.
ですので、私は業務上知り得たことを勝手に口外しているに過ぎません。
So, I'm simply telling you what I found out in the course of the investigation. Different factions inside of the political system of Tokyo that have all been, that all have a degree of direct links to the current administration and they're using vague and obscure ways to do seedy things. Yeah, basically. Okay.
もちろん、私はひなみ沢へは休暇として訪れています。
I'm on vacation here in Hinamizawa right now.
そこだけ。誤解がないようにお願いいたします。
I just want you to know that. Tomidaka is still trying to hide his identity, but Irie isn't. He must have made up his mind since Akasaka already knows about the Alphabet Project.
その裏金ルートから毎年巨額の資金が入江機関という岸骨市内にある研究機関に流れ込んでいることがすでに分かっています。
We already know that they've been using tunnels to move vast sums of money to a research institute in Shishibune known as the Irie Institute.
そして入江機関という機関名には括弧書きで入江診療所との補記がされています。
Also, the Irie Institute has a different name here in parentheses, the Irie Clinic.
そして入江機関トップは自衛隊から出向している二等陸佐。
It also lists that the head of the Irie Institute is a lieutenant colonel from the SDF.
入江京介氏とも。
Kyosuke Irie. Well, that is a little strange if you look at it that way. I think you're not wrong. I think it's a little difficult to grasp. I don't know. They did explain it, but I feel like it was very vague. And maybe it doesn't need to be super specific just so that, you know, you don't step on anyone's toes, you know, writing a story like this. I'm guessing that it was pretty vague on purpose and maybe a little hard to understand on purpose as well because it's just such a large organization. A lieutenant colonel?
入江先生、あんた自衛隊の人だったんですか？
Dr. Idiot, you're in the SDF?
違います違います。
No, no.
私は自衛隊なんかではありません。
I'm not.
富武さん、もうお話ししましょう。
Tomitake-san, let me tell them. I just noticed they're all wearing this very yellow. Although Akasaka has more of a beige blazer, but, you know, I forgot that Irie and Oishi are kind of matching with their clothes with these sprites.
それに私たちのクライアントはともかく、私たち自身は別にやましいことをしているつもりはないんです。
Putting our clients aside, we aren't doing anything shady. You know, except for dissecting living human beings. Except for that, we're not doing anything shady. Don't worry about it. That's the point. Rikishi is very willing to trample any toes, I think. This VN is very politically loaded. Yeah, but you also can get yourself into trouble and, like, talk about specific political parties, you know? It's the new summer fashion, yeah. I actually wore, like, a neon green shirt when I was a kid in the summer. And then I had, I don't know what kind of bug that was, but it was a bug that was very attracted to something about my neon green shirt. And it would just keep, like, the bugs would keep flying to my shirt and just sit on top of me. And since I was, like, extremely scared of bugs, and I still am to this day, I had to have my childhood friend, like, shoot me with a water pistol so that the bugs would drown and die and, like, go away. So I was, like, entirely soaking wet just from being shot with a water pistol the entire day. Just so that the fucking bugs would go away. It was quite something. Don't wear neon-colored clothes in the summer, because you're bound to get some not-so-friendly friends. Well, they didn't hurt me or anything, but I didn't like them being on top of me. He did put disclaimers up before all chapters, so yeah, that's true. Sopping wet. Oh yeah, I was one of those wet owls.
これ以上しらばっくれるのはかえって大石さんたちを疑わせるだけだと思います。
Let's not hide anything. It'll only make Oishi-san more suspicious. I don't think they're gonna tell him about the dissected patients, but you know.
入江の言う通りなのです。
Irie is right.
大石はきっと僕たちの味方になってくれますです。
Oishi will help us. I'm starting to feel like even Oishi could be our ally. That would be incredible. It would be. Okay, I think this is my cue to stop for today, though. I really wanted to finish, but it's already 7. It's 7:13. I had to end like 13 minutes ago, but here we are. I need to go eat dinner. I need to leave. Eat my burger. Let me see. Who can I raid today? Now that Rice is here, who do I even raid? Let me see. I don't want to get spoiled on that game. I don't know this person that well. We can raid Uni again. She's just chatting right now, but I think that's always fun. I don't know what she's gonna be doing today, but we can say hello. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here. It was very fun. I love this game. We're getting closer to the end. We're on chapter 7, so I think we're like halfway through. And I'm sure this will be pretty long. I think some of the chapters will be hours long. Like that one time where I did a 7-hour chapter. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, thank you, Ayo. Thank you, Blood. Thank you, Fita. Thank you, Rice. Thank you, Last X. And thank you, Rebel. It was very fun. I hope everyone has good rest of their day. I'll be back. Oh my god. Tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't usually stream tomorrow, I know, but I'll be playing the Saihata Station DLC with Nue. And it is a very good game, and I love that game. So I'm really happy that we get to play the DLC too. You should check out Nue. We'll be streaming on my channel this time, so you can just come here, but you should still check out Nue because they're cool. But yeah, thank you, Austin. Thank you, Trace. And have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. Take care.